landlubbers, it's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. And I welcome you to another installment of Disco Elysium, but of course, now that several weeks have elapsed and it's roughly June now, it means that we're back on the regular schedule for a handful of weeks, and in addition to that, we're streaming on Saturday instead of Friday. If you missed it, yesterday we resumed Murder by Numbers, and stuff got wild. I have no idea if anyone's watching those really live or as VODs on YouTube, but those are available to you. But today it is Saturday, May the 27th. It's basically June, like I said. And we're gonna play some Disco Elysium. Now, last time, this game is so weird in that every time I play the game, I feel like I'm getting a ton done. And then every time that I go and do my light edits to make everything watchable for YouTube and upload those videos, I get the distinct impression that I got absolutely nothing done. So what did we do last time? Well, we pulled the lever that opens up the path to get to the beach. And then we kind of just like wandered around the beach for a while, picking up loose change. Now, granted, there were like a bunch of conversations, and we did get a new place to sleep that doesn't cost money, so now I can divert all of my funds into buying Magnesium and Man from Heimdall books, which is, of course, a big boon to me, the pirate who would be a man from Heimdall. But yeah, I mean, that's sort of all we got done. We did have to do a little return to the past because they were gonna take our hat and we couldn't have that. So we're gonna, I mean, maybe that's the first order of business to go sort that out. But, yeah, I mean, I guess we might as well do it because honestly, that's the recap you're getting. I know it doesn't sound like much, but it, like all installments of Disco Elysium, it was a ton of time and not a ton of progress. Because the game works in mysterious ways. I don't know. Let's hippity hop over to the... I just instinctively click continue. I normally load. Is that gonna do what I want? Does that do what I want? Also, hi to Castle Argot Demolition. This is... correct, I think? I think it's correct. Let me just real quick... let's take stock. Let's deal with this hat situation. We have 3 hats to our name. We found someone who is in need of a hat, and as the law, because of course I am the law, we were trying to declare that she needed a hat, but she wanted to take our really nice hat, and failing to do so was going to do something like dumb that I didn't want. So I have a hat that's like literally almost the inverse of how I want this character to work. Maybe I just give... Maybe this is the hat I get rid of? Alternatively, we have plus reaction speed minus rhetoric. Those are essentially our only options currently, as I do not wish to get rid of the sports visor. It's very good. Tell you what, lunch did go well. It was a nice day. I complained a lot about how Survivor ended, because I thought it was dumb. There's like a ladder up here that is completely inaccessible to me, the player. Hey, Demolition, if you have a minute, I guess we could put up a poll to see what hat we give away, but also there's like 3 people in chat, so I don't know if that means anything. Oh, hang on. It's an orb. Let me look at it. The choices would be... What are the names here? We could just go with, like, cone hat or bum hat. Yeah, sure. What do we get rid of? These are very descriptive. It's taken a lot of patience to do this. It's a cairn. That's basically a cairn. I know what that is because of magic cards. It's actually concerning how many, like, things I know, including, like, vocabulary words, because of Magic the Gathering cards. Oh shoot, when I reset the past, did I not take all the money out of these sticks? A school of fish huddle around the fence post, then scatter into the dark. Very, very poetic. Look at all those orbs over there. And also, whatever this is? Whatever this is. But I have to go to the other side. And I don't want to go to the other side until I sort out my hat. Is there anything else I need to check out over here? There was a situation upstairs that I sort of avoided taking a look at. There's like some sort of dusty building we couldn't see inside. There's also a really gross, crusty jacket that's in our inventory, whose purpose is unclear to me, but I am mystified by it. So we tried looking in the window, and we didn't go any further. Oh, there's like people over here, and a big wall that I could probably fail to conceptualize. Maybe they will give me a hint as to what I'm looking at. Ooh, orbs.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
A blond man stands next to his son, pointing at the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinaise? I'm Tran Heilostam. You must be Kim Kisturagi, right?
What?
I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
What? What's happening? I've been playing this game for like 3 minutes and I'm already confused. Hey, hold on. Oh, give me a second. I checked to make sure that the window was capturing, but it appears that when I rebooted the computer and it had a hard crash earlier, something weird happened to the capture. Give me a second. What window am I actually using? It is... Good, I started naming these correctly. Let me just... Oh yeah, look at how wonky that... I'm so sorry. And no one even called me on it. That's how you get the bad stray VOD that no one's ever commented on. Oh yeah, that... Yeah, okay. You're actually gonna play nice today? I'm so skeptical of you. Normally when I boot up this game, it does something weird and I have to hide like an edge of it. And it's not enough for anyone to notice, but it makes me mad anyway. That looks... Yeah, that looks right now. Just like, this is the edge of the screen, and this is the edge of the screen. Okay, great. If you ever notice that, you can shout at me. I'll probably be a little grumpy, but like, it's definitely better to fix it. It's better for you, and it's gotta be better for me. We did get 1 of 1 votes, which is all the votes I needed, especially since I was leaning towards get rid of Cone Hat. But now I have to understand this after, like, 2 minutes or whatever. Why does he know Kim Kisturagi by name? That's troubling. And then he's talking about hypertext, like he's aware of the game. Is this beach just like the metaverse? No, man.
Nice to meet you.
Hold on. Hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
Okay, that's all I get about that. What was that about the windows?
Oh, yes. So, Mikhail, they had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
Okay, I see how we're trying to tie that into, like, reality. This isn't light? I don't know what you're referring to, Demolition. You and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
He rests his hand on the boy's shoulder. The child stays hidden behind the hem of the father's coat, clutching to his worm-themed coloring book. Oh, hey, Sarah, welcome to the stream. You've missed very little. I failed to pass all my checks to correctly have the stream working, and then I got really confused about this man talking about hypertext. That's about it. You're caught up now. Oh, we also decided which hat to give away.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it?
Nah.
It's a programming language used in Grad.
Nah.
Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into Worms lately.
That sounds like that's not about computer games. Have I learned what building this is? Is it the building where this game was developed? Because that's kind of what it sounds like.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see.
You don't know that.
Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But why?
Wait, okay. This is a real question that you can answer if you know the answer. Does this and the context suggest that this man is the protagonist of some other game or something that was, like, developed by the people who made this game? Did we, like, cross the streams or something? Oh. I'm gonna ask this man for money, right? Like, listen, I still haven't figured out what the line is about, like, I'm not sure that I extort people for money. That appears to be an option that I can do. But I think that I just ask everyone for money because, like, I'm awesome and why wouldn't they give me money?
I do have some money, yes, but that's not what's really important here.
Well, I disagree. I could use that money to buy books. Just wanted to see whether my profile skills were... No, I would actually... Like, if you have money... Like, I would take, like, 50 cents. I'll take whatever I could get, my guy.
Oh, no, I don't have it on me, officer. I was talking in more general terms.
Oh, sure.
I'm just spending time with my kid here, showing him around the lesser-known parts of our hometown. It wouldn't be wise to carry huge amounts of cash on such expeditions.
I mean, I didn't say it had to be, like, a lot of money.
Not that he would have to worry about being robbed. He looks surprisingly buff. Does he work out?
Hey, do you work out?
I do some Lomantang stick fighting now and then.
Hey, what's that? Can I do that?
It's an anthropological heritage of the Lomantang people. A
No, I should have
martial
known.
art of sorts, but what not a lot of books mention is that it also carries a cultural significance among the Lomantangs, as it used to be the best means of showing off to look for a bride, which...
Now, I know that broadly you could say this about any fiction, especially like an interactive type of fiction, like such as an adventure game of this sort. But I do feel as though Disco Elysium is the type of game where you ask a reasonably straightforward question and get a highly made-up answer. And I don't know how that continues to catch me off guard to the degree that it does, but here we are.
Interestingly enough, brings us to the socio-economic structure of the traditional rural tribes of the Lomantang Isles, which...
Case in point, goes on to give you a detailed overview of their way of life, the amiable, slightly nervous smile not once leaving his face.
But anyway, I'm boring you with details again. You were saying...
I guess the second one? It's a weird one. Seems like the first one seems like a weird thing to say. I just want to know how often you work out. Was that, like, once a week?
Lomantang stick fighting is a little like a Berolidin addiction. I've been practicing it for nearly 20 years now, so you could say that my doses have grown a little peculiar.
I don't think I would say that. That feels like a weird thing to say.
Wait, what does this man know about Pyrrolidon addiction?
So, like, twice a week then? Or, like, every other day? Like, all I want to know is, like, how much you work out, guy.
Dad's fighting with sticks every night after dinner for 4 hours. He has a special room for that. And a special costume.
Oh, he's like a vigilante or something. He's Donatello. He's just a ninja turtle.
That's right, Mikhail. It also has a meditative quality. Helps to clear my head. But anyway.
Cool. Tell me about Old Building.
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building.
He raises his hand to his eyes. It's the springtime sun warming his handsome face. Hey, what is the climate of this area supposed to be? Because, like, it's a beach, but it was snowing before, and then they keep talking about, like, the spring sun. Which, it could be spring, and there could be sun, and it could still be cold, but, like, it just feels erratic. He raises his hand to his eyes. All four of you turn to admire the mural before.
What not a lot of people know is, this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
Now that's a little interesting. I am something of a self-admitted idiot, but it just so happened that while I was getting the stream ready and not correctly screen window capture sizing words, syllables, enjoy all of them, I've flung them upon you. I happened to notice that on the main screen, it says in, like, mirrored, as though it was, like, written on the other side of the translucent menu, Feld something. What was it, like Feld unit? I don't recall the other word, but Feld really caught my attention because it's not quite a word. So for this to suddenly come up is a little interesting. This is ink cartridges. Was once a top dog at turn of the century cybernetics.
Hold on. What's R&D?
I was briefly shocked to see Encyclopedia chime in at all, and then I saw it was like a failure about a difficult thing. Look around
It
you.
looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
Hey, could you explain R&D department? I'm something of a self-admitted idiot.
Apologies, it's an acronym for research and development. They don't use it anymore.
They don't use research and development anymore? I can see why they went out of business.
You're probably more familiar with RTD, Research and Technological Development.
False. I am not familiar with any of the big words. I don't think I've heard of this Feld Electrical.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve, or should I say they were developing an ace up their sleeve. I'm mixing my metaphors here.
Tell me about that ace. Was it their ace monster, the Blue Eyes White Dragon?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
Tape computer?
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution, revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer.
Did they develop Disco Elysium Scout? Is he also in this game, and not just Murder by Numbers?
Which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN, and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
That's odd. If the other technology exists, they should have some understanding of it, right? He grins, admiring the sentence he just
He
produced.
assumes something like a combat stance, facing the wind.
What happened?
Indeed. What?
No, like, for real. I'm something of a self-admitted idiot. Please tell me.
Revolution!
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins.
He pauses, pointing to the other building, then continues.
All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
Saying Feld built this boardwalk, look under your feet. What happened to the engineers? What did the revolutionaries do with the computers? Yeah, I feel like we could do all of these. They built this? They built this?
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
Now, I know that means a Ferris wheel, but that sounds way less savory when you call it a pleasure wheel.
A pleasure wheel?
Lieutenant looks wistfully at the horizon as if picturing gondolas rising to the sky.
Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. It's clear he would prefer there were a big wheel, lighting up the coast.
Duh, empathy. I mean, thank you, but also duh.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
Now, I know that there was a big revolution here that, like, saying that it leveled the landscape is certainly an overstatement, but it certainly had ripple effects across the entire locality. I do still, though, kind of like to imagine that this is more or less how it was drawn up. They had to make it attractive to people, so they built a Ferris wheel that didn't hold up, and then, like, 3 shoddy cabins, and like some upturned boats. And they thought that would like bring the best and brightest minds in the technological field to make the supercomputer, tape computer. What happened to the engineers, etc.?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
I feel like 3 might also be too dark. What did the revolutionaries do with the advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars.
What's that?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02. It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bombe dans ce Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree.
Does that mean I can ask the lady at, like, Romance, Mysteries, and Famous People about it?
I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
Do you blame him? The only thing better than worms is a pleasure wheel. I think. That might actually be horrible. I'm a little unclear.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
Yeah, he's doing alright. How did the tape computers work? Did they work like radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant. Exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
I like to think that it was made of, like, Scotch tape.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty-Dompty-Dom Centre in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Juice joined the team. Trying to...
The what center? What did you say? The Wompty-Dompty-Dom Centre. That can't be the real name. Even in a fictional world where I can be both a superstar cop and the law and like a homosexual socialist, that cannot be the name of a building that people would actually do business at. That can't be correct. And a hobo, definitely. You know, just totally normal place. Yeah, you know, the Wompty-Dompty-Dom Centre. I'll be honest, I like completely stopped paying attention to the whole rest of that dialogue the second he said, yeah, I work at an exhibit at the Wompty-Dompty-Dom Centre. Lengthy discussions, curator. Oh, it mostly doesn't matter. That's good, because I didn't pay attention to it. Before he said that, I had a thought in mind, too, which was, like, this guy has, like, a weird way of, like, ominously saying virtually everything that he says. Like, even the start of this is like, I did a little freelancing. And then he somehow transitions abruptly to Wompty-Dompty-Dom Centre.
Wait, did he just say Wompty-Dompty-Dom Centre?
Look, I managed to succeed at this somehow. It must be the easiest check in the game. But that makes sense.
He did it. He said Wompty-Dompty-Dom Centre, like it's the most natural thing in the world.
Thanks, suggestion.
This is all ninsy-pinsy garbage for sissy people.
It's absolutely unequivocally one. Okay. The Wompty-Dompty-Dom Centre, Paul Ockerman, Keith and Guy Juiced? What are you talking about?
The Wompty-Dompty-Dom Centre for Contemporary Arts. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
I love... Most of these asides are just sort of dramatic, like, oh, he, like, you know, scratches at his neck, or he glances away. This one is... There it is again! Those words! Ooh. Oh, they're both good. Yeah, let's ask Kim about it. Let's get his input on it. You're making this up. Kim, is he making this up?
In fact, I'm not.
Oh,
the
no.
Wompty-Dompty-Dom Centre
What?
is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research centre.
What? How is there a thought?
But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Cool.
Very, very cool. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. The felt playback experiment vanished into the fires of '07.
Wait, the failed playback experiment? Is that something like the Philadelphia experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the felt playback experience. But those
are incorrect. I love someone so snooty to just be like, well, that's just wrong. Why did they destroy it?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
All 3 versions of the prototype? Is there a way for me to acquire all of those and then build in-game Lyoko? Can I do that? Hang on. Nothing but debris and ashes remains inside the building. He takes a step back, the boardwalk creaks mournfully in the wind. Oh, and it has something else apparently.
But of course. What else?
No, I think that's everything for now. Thank you for all the interesting information.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
But I didn't say anything other than accuse you of lying. Alright, let me go look at some stuff. I got some orbs. Another power box. It charges something now. It's empty. Or it charges nothing now. Yeah, I like this guy too. I mean, he's like, you could accuse him of being a little, like, snooty or whatever, as I sort of alluded to a moment ago. But he's like a decent guy. He's looking out for his kid, and he buys his kid a worm coloring book, even though he wants him to, like, write Shakespeare plays or whatever. He's, like, way better than most of the characters we know. There's a lot of bad characters in this game. Fence blocks the path. No way on from here. Let me just, like, steal some stuff, though. Ooh, $5.25! It's a great area of the beach. And these are different hitboxes. What's in here? A nose effect. Awesome. Terrific. Hey, how are we coming on thoughts? I am in the midst of the homosexual underground, and the remaining time is a lot. It's a lot of time. We're not close. See, I just keep discovering these exciting thoughts now, and it's difficult to keep them all in my head. Even more money? We gotta go buy a Man from Heimdall book today. Let me fail to conceptualize this.
You see, a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, tomorrow is just a whisper away.
It's like the carousel of progress. Sniper Justin, I'm glad that you're here now. Hello and welcome aboard. You just missed some confusing background on what may ultimately be the most important thing in the game, which is, it's called the Wompty-Dompty-Dom Centre, and I don't think it's real, but I may be able to think that it's real if I think hard enough. Which, if you've seen any amount of this game, probably makes as much sense to you as anything else. I hope you're doing well today.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
The lieutenant raises the color of his bomber jacket. Yeah! Okay, no, never mind. Alright, that's all the TV there is. One of my favorite references for people to never understand and for some reason never to question. Wait a minute, is there a hitbox on top of this building? Alright, that's good to know. How would I... Hey, pathfinding? did a weird click. I just want to make sure. Is that me, or is the pathfinding not gonna do it? Doing superb. Oh, what an exciting thing to hear. Apparently the game thinks this is the door, which it isn't, apparently. We'll sort that out later, hopefully. That's good. I'm glad to hear you are superb. I'm also glad that I'm incapable of speaking. I'm something of a self-admitted idiot. So, let me go force a woman to wear a bum hat. No, we decided on the conical hat. It's funnier phonetically to do the other one, but this hat is not useful to me. +1 logic, -1 suggestion. Who am I? The Pharaoh of Spain? I don't know what I was going for. You know what? I think I'll do another save here, just on the save side. I think they used the European spelling. Alright, I got the hat on, I got the talking.
A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
Because of the whole hat snafu, we never did figure out what that contraption is, but I bet it beeps and boops. It says, how's September in terms of visiting LA? I mean, there's a good chance it'll be quite hot. If that answers the question. I think usually August is the worst, but sometimes September is still very hot. That is a thing you'll want to keep in mind.
Oh, hello there.
It's cold out here, but she's not wearing a hat. She must be freezing. Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold. You bet this one likes to party.
Dear child, it is freezing. Where is your hat?
Huh?
I said you should have a hat on.
So should you.
I don't have to do anything. I am the law. You have to do what the law says.
Real cool.
She looks at the device, mumbling under her
Way
breath.
to abuse that power, man, she says, thinking you can't hear her. She bats away your questions like flies. She's not intimidated by mere police officers.
The law says you have to wear a hat in this weather.
What kind of law says that?
The hat law.
Yeah, well... Look, man, fuck the hat.
This is a red check. If I don't attempt this now, I don't ever get to do it, huh? I think. I mean, obviously, if I try it and fail, I don't get to redo it. So I don't have any minuses to authority currently from thoughts, because I cleared that up. But authority is low because of my shirt. So, I mean, this would still be unlikely to work, but would be doable if I wasn't wearing my shirt. So, question. Because you all are somehow my guide in this, and for that I thank you and apologize. It has been told to me that wearing clothes to maximize checks is, I believe the word was necessary. It was strongly implied that it was a thing that must and should be done. Is it considered safe scumming to become aware of this check in the conversation and then simply change my shirt so that I can do the check once that way? I'm not even saying I should attempt it and then load. Okay, that's generally cool. Okay. So then, cool. I don't have to like leave the conversation. This is why we say it. I don't know if I can be more authority. Legally not safe scum. Right? Like, I feel like that's not safe scumming. Someone might still get mad about that, but it's, like, not safe scumming, right? Oh, wait, the tank top's, like... No, it's more physical instrument. Is what that is. Okay, well, either way, is better than -2.
A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s.
Oh. Hello there.
Castellex says, decided in Johnson v. Detroit Become Human. That's
It's
very
cold
good.
out here, but she's not wearing a... Everyone knows drugs...
It's freezing.
Huh?
Wear your hat. You should have a
Yes, you
hat.
do.
I'm the law.
Real cool.
Way to abuse that power, man. She bats away your questions like flies. She's not
Law says you must wear a
intimidated.
hat.
What kind of law says that?
The hat law.
Well,
What did she just say? That's not how a civilian is supposed to address an officer of the law.
I have like 1 point, don't I? I really shouldn't use it on this. It's not reasonable to use it on this. Let's try it. It's not, listen, it's not 42%. So despite the fact that 17 is a lower number than 42, I still feel like we have at least a 50-50 shot. That's how probability works. In this game, maybe.
Lots of feeling.
That did not work.
Feel it up. Way up.
Oh my god, what did you just say to me? I can't believe you just said that.
You're saying it really loud, but it's not coming out right. Maybe add more indignation.
So I should just take this hat I'm wearing, right? And screw my hat, point to your head where the hat is located, engage in sexual intercourse with the hat right here in front of you because you told me to, on sea ice.
More.
Right here on the sea ice?
More.
Yeah, I'll scream some more. Give you a little ice cop hat.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
I got it.
The lieutenant is watching the scene unfold before his eyes.
Is that how you see? Am I
Unsure
some
how
sort
to
of
react.
clown for your amusement?
The girl looks down, slowly curling into a ball. That's it. You've earned it. Start crying. Life's hard.
I mean, typically, if I feel kinship with the element of my personality that makes a suggestion like this after a success, I will do what it tells me to, as long as I don't think it's inherently a bad idea. This can't possibly restore the proper sense of authority, but it might guilt her into wearing this hat. Which, at the end of the day, isn't that really all that matters?
The young woman has kept her eyes trained on her wires, waiting for the sorry spectacle to end. But it's gone awful quiet up there. Then, the sound of sobbing. Looking up, she sees a grown man on the wrong side of 40, his face bloated from alcohol, and God knows what else. Not so quietly, crying.
This isn't really about the hat, is it?
Yes, it is. It's completely about the hat. You're not following the hat law, and I'm just concerned for your well-being.
Okay, sure. You're not the only one with issues. I self-medicate. Shit. Life's a horror, you know. Crying helps, though. Get it out your system. And then maybe we can talk. Okay? I'll be here.
I have no idea where this is going now. Ah, good. I wanted to talk to Kim about this. Having looked away during the final phase of your little episode, the lieutenant now addresses
Do
you.
you Want to talk about what just happened?
That's probably a good idea.
Normally, I'm opposed to discussing one's feelings, especially on duty. But I think this is an exceptional case. So, what do you think happened?
Oh no. But now I want to change my outfit again. See, for some reason, it's as though the game doesn't want me to cheat the parameters by changing my outfit in the middle of conversation. If I knew this was coming, I would have put on my fanciful bow tie. I don't think it's good for me to pass this check. Is it good for me to attempt this check? I feel like only bad things could come from passing this check. But that in no way dissuades me from wanting to try. Although I'm quite certain that I will take emotional damage almost regardless of the outcome. Jeez. What's the status of my gun? Everard's helping me look for it. This is really hard. This is really hard. I feel like it is safe to presume that if I leave this conversation, I cannot have this conversation. Yeah, I definitely told Joyce about it. Kim didn't like that. He didn't like that I did that. I don't think that she liked that I did that either, to be honest. To say that without Kim, I don't know what that means. I'm gonna try this.
Thy pen of lies runneth dry. Best to simply deny the truth, bold-facedly.
Nothing happened.
So you're saying you didn't break down in tears just now and nearly tear your shirt off?
No, that would be factually incorrect. Instead, I changed my shirt first, then yelled at a teenager, then broke down in tears. I've never cried once in my life.
Uh-huh.
You could torture me, abandon me, even divorce me, and I'd be dry as a desert. Yes, sir. Wipe your eyes.
Yes, I've definitely never seen you cry before, nor lent you my handkerchief to dry your tears.
Good, I'm glad we're all on the same page here.
Methinks my liege doth protest too much. A performance that would make the star of a radio melodrama blush.
Hey, I passed the conceptualization check. The world is doomed.
Even so, in the future, could you please refrain from emoting too much on duty? The quasi-legal status of the RCM means we need to project strength twice as consistently as any other police force in the world.
I'm definitely saying weakness is strength because that sounds like something that an Eternal Sonata character would say before doing their special anime move.
Not when projecting strength. Then it's just weakness.
I mean, that sounds pretty patriarchal, to be honest.
That may be so, but such is Revachol, and this is what is expected of us in Revachol.
You get the feeling you're being handled with kid gloves, because your cheeks are still soaking wet.
Glad to hear it was minor. Can you go on?
Yeah, man, superstars are great, and I am one of them.
Then, let's go.
I think it's good that I didn't pass that. I honestly have no idea. Painted with pastels. Someone is trying to bring cheer to the world. Yeah, it definitely sounds like a falsetto quote. I agree, Sniper Justin. As specific as that sounds, I think the same thing. Trash from some unending party. Was I here before? Hole screwed into the ice keeps the tent erect. Oh, man. I'm gonna get demonetized. Just kidding. More tribalistic markings. This post is covered in little humanoids? What's going on over here? What is this thing?
A pane of eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up. Barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might be enough.
What is it?
It looks like a makeshift bridge. Could be convenient.
Push
The
it.
pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk.
Push it real good. I can go in this tent, apparently? Oh, hang on, I'm having a thought. This is someone's home away from home, just like yours.
The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
That's weird. It had the sign to indicate I could enter it as though a building, but now I think I'm about to have a conversation with the inside of a tent.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
Oh no.
It's safe to assume this is their leader, or at least he thinks he is.
Okay.
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
That's pretty fair.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
Oh no, what's happening? Why do all the bad things keep happening? Oh, now we're inside. Orbs! Canisters filled with what appears to be water that say distilled on them. The speaker, the big kind for live music. Pile of nasal sprays, brand name Nosafed Ultra. Oh, can I have some? No, I don't want to probably be in the music room for very long, do I?
A young man with peroxide blonde hair holds up a Harman Welshi tape player, nodding along to the music. He looks at you with a knowing smile and says, as though you're supposed to be sharing some tremendous evangelical secrets,
Hardcore!
I don't think I can question that. That wouldn't be very superstar. I wish I could just, like, not knowing.
Hardcore!
Still say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega!
Continue to say nothing.
Internally coherent.
Hey, I was wondering if you knew who killed the mercenary hanging behind the whirling in rags?
Good morning, yeah! 1, 2, 3, Yakokata, the place to be!
Ian, I'm starting to think that this might not be relevant to my job.
It's the message, so listen and you will see. No illusion, the spirit is what you feel.
could there have been a right way out of this garden of forking paths, you think?
What?
Go speak to Andre. I'm just annoyed.
Why is it that every conversation I have in this game makes me dumber as a real human person? What if I wish to speak to you first, the Noid? Particularly if I want to tell you off from stealing pizzas.
I suck at socialising, man. If you go speak to Andre, I'll have time to tune in, get a reading on your sign.
This somehow feels like a conversation out of the Mighty Boosh.
Maybe you should just stand there, watch him rattle his toolbox, get to know his sign.
Why not? Suggestion. Let's observe him.
The contents of the young man's toolbox are organized in a neat yet eclectic manner. He is constantly checking out the various tools and parts and rearranging them slightly. It's a bit hypnotizing if you look at it long enough.
Emotional
I
damage?
have all kinds of screws.
I don't want to overload him. Maybe I quietly nod?
They'll come in handy for fixing the church exterior.
Oh, are you doing
Talk
that?
to Andre. No point in standing here. The signs are really out of tune.
Let's talk to
You
Andre?
see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Hey, not for nothing, Andre. Do you have like a bunch of pepperoni polka dots on you? In your portrait, they look like they would come right off, and not that they're like an actual skin condition, but like, if they are, I apologize for drawing attention to it if that's rude. I'm just a little concerned about all that pepperoni. Yeah, I'll shake his hand.
His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
This is my posse, Noid.
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
And Egghead. Egg!
Why does he yell egg? Is that how he got the name?
Together with a Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
How many venues have you organized?
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
Why are you here?
See, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent.
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
Yeah, that's true.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
You should talk to your friend outside. She was very rude to me, and I just wanted her to wear a hat because of the hat law. That's very real. It's a real law that she should be following by wearing a hat. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Which brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
An attempt to pander to your perceived conservative sensibilities. No person his age would ever use a word like narcomania with a straight face.
Enough
Don't
histrionics. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Dopeheads!
Thanks, Egghead.
Burnouts.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that. In Reversholt.
I have some vague understanding of the difference in scale between those things.
Strike that! The word!
Sure.
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts hold up in there are the worst kind.
For some reason, a joke doesn't come to mind, but there's gotta be one.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burnouts really are.
I think I'm a bit of a narc. I won't stand for any narcomaniacs on my watch.
Yes. And the worst part is, they're also spooky.
I'm definitely not saying too spooky. This is absolutely a matter for police investigation, at least when I am the law. What do you mean by spooky?
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge. Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse.
People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
It doesn't seem like there's a downside to getting this task, and I do generally like investigating spooky stuff, so yeah, get the task.
All right, man.
Andre's obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boys exchange giddy looks.
Did you put the padlock on the door?
Yes. I asked Noy to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. It's a temporary fix, just something to contain the situation.
Now, just to be clear, did you lock people inside of the church when you did that?
I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
How long have they been locked in there?
Not long. Like a week, maybe?
That's kind of a long time. I feel like, this is cool, taking initiative like this is proper citizen behavior and I endorse it. I feel like that's against the notion that I am the law. Because I am the law. How can you be sure they haven't starved to
I'm
death?
super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive.
I know how I feel about this. I'm trying to figure out how I think my character feels about this. %85 is good enough.
Exactly. That's exactly what we thought.
I got the achievement Hyperstellar Law Official. That might come with a thought in a minute. I don't know what that means.
The cage of the rage! Rough blaze!
Egg means the situation is monitored. It's relatively safe. No one has died yet.
Can I have the key?
Of course. Noid, give the officer the key.
All right.
Oh no. These are very good choices. Reaction speed. Be the cool cop. Catch the key as it flies toward you. 2. Let it fall to the ground, then pick it up like a normal adult person. There's no chance I don't try this, but unfortunately it's 42%. And also not a particularly good skill for me. So, like, doesn't feel great.
You sense the trajectory of the little piece of metal and plastic. The object makes a small ringing sound as it approaches. Just the tiniest chime to your left.
Justin says, the achievement is for saying 7 deranged superstar lines. Excellent, that means I made the right choice. Awesome.
Ka-ching. The key hits your palm. The speed freaks nod to you approvingly.
Gotta play it cool, though. Thanks, man.
The speed freak nods to you. A respectful nod. You proved something here.
Thanks, Authority. Other questions?
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it.
Who were the weirdos you locked inside the church until they died?
Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses.
Ooh. Well, I mean, listen. Saying, number one, that, like, as reasonable as this is, you haven't even seen them and you want the police involved? Like, I am the law. Of course I should be involved in this matter. So, I'll say the other one. Better safe than sorry. What can you tell me?
There's also the machinery.
Is it a computer made entirely of tape?
This machinery is of the deeply mystical variety.
When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together. So about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around in there.
One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water. Never seen anything like it.
I was gonna ask if it's like that weird warehouse in Star Wars Andor, where there's just like a bunch of engines hanging from chains from the ceiling, mostly so that there can be an insane gunfight where engines keep falling off of chains from the ceiling and causing a lot of property damage and not making a whole lot of sense. Continue.
Andre, tell him about the feeling.
Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark.
Was it the ominous spirit that's ruining the commercial district?
No, the other one.
Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg.
Felt like silence. Awful silence.
For this man, even regular silence is awful enough. But that was something greater.
You haven't physically seen anyone?
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church. A couple of times. and we felt someone or something eyeing us inside. But that's kinda it.
What was the thing watching?
Like, you aren't alone, you know?
It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean.
It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling, like some kind of crab man.
Some sort of crab man?
Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab.
That sounds pretty clawsome.
It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behaviour.
Ambush behavior, crab man.
Crab man!
Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it.
Of course.
The cell was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there.
I want a clawsome emote. Listen, I've been monitoring the commissions page of the emote artist that I like using, and there's like a really cryptic message up there now, and I'm like, do I message her and ask if I'm allowed to ask about commissions, or will that upset her? I don't know. But it changed from being commissions are closed to something else. I've been debating this for a couple weeks. Yeah, I mean, crab
You should
man.
ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab.
The implications of this are too numerous to consider. Proceed with caution. Learn all you can before entering that dark building.
This is a challenging success for Inland Empire? Is there a real crab man? Tell me more about the
You
machinery.
should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably, very likely.
With a small surge of PEA, alertness fills you, as if to say, this is a dark corner. Look behind it.
I'll talk to Noid then.
Good idea.
What makes you certain of the burnouts and dope heads if you've not seen them?
Well, honestly, I can't. But I am.
Why not? Let's go with that.
I don't see a single thing wrong with that argument.
I'm 70% sure they're substance users. Don't let the technology fool you.
He makes quotation marks with his fingers when he says technology.
Sure. What?
I know Noid has his signs. What's the deal with
He's a
Egghead?
quiet man. Mostly communicates through music. And by being a master of ceremonies.
Master of
You
ceremonies?
know, a host. A declaimer of slogans. He's a performer. Gets the people going.
But how do you communicate with him?
Well, he's just kind of here. I don't really know how to communicate with him.
Have you, like, never talked to him?
Yeah, sometimes. When I, stumble and find my way into his centre, you have to hear a lot of hardcore to the mega first, though.
The man smiles mysteriously, choosing to let the beat speak for itself.
You mentioned some sort of ecclesiastes own the church. Who are they?
Oh yeah, that's a meteor and name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it.
I'm sure I've heard this word before and I forget its relevance. Meteorin?
You know, of Meteo. Concerning Meteo.
Meteo?
Meteo, a country on Muindi. On the Muindi Isla.
In the founding party?
Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organisation.
And?
And they have roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericanassian Church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, made the innocentic system, no?
I don't want to alarm you, but it sounds like they might not be the type of people who want a dance club in their church.
You're totally wrong about that.
Oh, okay.
The Pericanassian Church is about love, and Nordic music is about love. I got love for my Pericanassian posse. Love is the relay out of death. We dance.
He violently shakes the tape player as if to see if he could break
Love
it.
is hardcore.
Unity! Unity!
Make some noise for my Insulindian posse.
He turns the volume up, then looks at you with a knowing nod, as if it's
I don't
obvious
need
you
a
will
map
now
to get to Bone Town.
break into dance. I certainly need a map to get around the
Picture an egg.
Geopolitical complications of this world.
You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the base, as if testing the waters.
Enjoy the beat.
Feels good.
Very good. I guess love can be pretty hardcore, even on the dance floor.
Oh yeah, it can.
He's coming around. You're getting it.
Yeah, you know what? You guys are the experts on this. I assumed that the church would love a dance club.
Yeah! Yakokata! The place to be!
He seems ecstatic that you share his vision of Pericarnassianism.
Do it for the masses. Do it for the crew.
His friend forms a fist with a screwdriver still in his hand, approvingly
I
so.
didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway, you got more questions?
The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving.
Like, listen, I will gladly fail that skill check.
Yeah! Let it out! Let the disco happen! Bring the disco into this world! Get this church shit on, and then dance there, motherfucker!
You feel like you could go for a little disco when, or if, they get this club going. You've got it in you.
I'd like to talk to you about this tent.
Yes. What?
See, you brought your own water.
Yeah. Good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water.
And it's distilled, too.
Oh.
He doesn't know what to say.
It's the one they sell at the fuel station.
What's with all the nose
The
effect?
what now?
The nasal spray. You got like a lot of it. Are you gonna give me some?
Oh, the old Ultra. I have a major sinus infection. Stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter. Can't even breathe.
If I keep pressing him on this, he might give me one. Is the only reason that I care about this option in either direction. Sound fine.
Yes, that's all Nosefed's doing.
That's
Without
fair.
the Noser, I'd be drowning in shit right now.
Nosefed is the shit.
Can I have some?
Sure. Here you go, officer. The Noser. Blast away.
Enough of this.
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine me passing this check at all? I'm not even gonna try. There's no point. Alright, we're good
As
here.
always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to leave this tent as rapidly as I can to avoid the music being picked up by YouTube. Great. Could always get lucky. Yeah, but I'll just take emotional damage. Besides, I still need to talk to this lady and see if there's any chance I can force her to wear my hat. And then, if I do, I presume I'll get a bonus on that check.
Seriously, what's eating you, man?
There is a hint of pity in her eyes. Her hair is dyed blonde, with dark roots showing, and she wears thick black eyeliner. Most men wouldn't call her pretty. There is a manliness to her, a coarseness.
Just want her to wear a hat, man. Hold on, let me check something. I want to check these. I got various missions in there. Noid doesn't want to talk to you. The signs are not in sync. You need to help him and his friends to prove... Okay, so that's just like if you do the thing, then he'll talk to you, and that's worth experience points. Solve the egghead puzzle. There has to be some way to talk to this person. You just haven't found it yet. It's definitely not about signs. What if you try... If you just try again, find your way out of the maze of things to say. Oh, I could just keep trying? That might be worth it. Start a nightclub. To find the crab man in the church. Okay. Just, for some reason, that just clicked. Crabman is what they called that guy on My Name is Earl. He had a name that they established in the show, but they always just called him Crabman. Because he worked as, like, the cook at like a adult club that sold crab legs or something. Demolition misses that show. I missed that show too. It was a great show. Should have got that last season. Real bummer. I think that was because of the writer's strike, wasn't it? The last writer's strike? Spoiler alert, we're in another writer's strike. Time is a flat circle. Can we talk for a minute? I don't know why sometimes, even when I go to click, it just like doesn't acknowledge it right away.
I was wondering when you would come around. What's up?
There's something that's been making my life really challenging.
What is it?
Yeah, I've seen the discussions about the creator whose name I'm blanking on, talking about what the end of the show would have been, and it's perfect. It's exactly the right way to end that show, and it's just sad that it didn't get an episode. Oh god. These options. The thing that's making my life difficult. The plight of the working class. Everyone's just mooching off the entrepreneurial class, shackling the doers. I guess all these foreign people taking our jobs, or people just keep putting their selfish interests ahead of the greater good. I mean, for me, it's 4. 4 drives me crazy on a daily basis, multiple times per daily basis. I think my character would say, though. Maybe 2? Yeah, so, like, again, I think we've talked about this a little bit recently, because people kept giving me a hard time about, like, not picking, like, a political alignment, which this is clearly one of those political alignment choices. And, like, I kept just choosing what the game sort of interpreted as, like, a non-committal neutral answer, and it's like, yeah, I mean, I do believe in compromise and that people should all just, like, work towards a greater good, and apparently this game thinks that's, like, wishy-washy. But, like, also, apparently that's called, like, moralism? And I've never heard that used or discussed in any context, despite having, like, a pretty reasonable background in these types of things. To the extent that I don't even know if that's just, like, a thing that this game has ascribed to that ideology, or if that's, like, a real-world thing. I genuinely don't know. Because I've never, ever heard anyone allude to it at all in real life. I think my character sort of straddles, like, moralism and, like, light authoritarianism slash fascism. I'll go with the moralist answer, I guess.
Oh,
my answer.
Really?
Yeah, no one understands you gotta make sacrifices for the sake of progress. It's very distressing.
So, the thing that's got you crying in front of strangers is the slow pace of social progress.
I'm all for slow and steady progress. I just wish people would be more reasonable. Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. So you're not that upset, it sounds like.
I am very distressed.
Uh-huh. And you're sure it's social progress you're distressed about, and not, I don't know, some chick?
Perhaps.
I'm pretty sure about this. I had some other questions, though.
Go ahead.
One thing to keep in mind is that if I acknowledge the crab man to her unbidden, she will probably like me more. I don't know if that's relevant to anything I'm trying to do here. The other said you went in the church. What'd you see?
Oh, that. You're not going to believe me. There's no point in me telling you.
Nah, go ahead. I definitely believe in the crab man.
Okay. I went in and I saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Noid calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who's been raised by their grandmother, you know, strange old clothes. Had this absent expression, didn't say anything, just stood still.
I do want her to tell the whole story, so I'm gonna say go on, but I do enjoy that the other option is that's not especially frightening. But I mean, listen, I'm saying that the clothes were really out of fashion. They're like really old-fashioned clothes. Does that not keep you up at night? Go on.
And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall. Upside down like a crab. Down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent.
That, like, definitely sounds like a Japanese horror movie.
He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me. Right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out. End of story.
Like a crab, you say?
His face is stone. What did the crab man look like? Did he have any distinguishing features?
It was too dark. I couldn't tell exactly.
I completely believe you.
Why?
I feel like I'm inclined to say 3 because my reasoning going into this is that I just, like, believe in the notion of the cryptozoological animals. So, strange things happen.
Okay then. They certainly do around me.
I would like to know more about your associates, particularly if you know how to navigate the egg maze.
My associates? I haven't got much to say about them.
You must know something about them.
Of course I do. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so on. I don't provide information on them.
What about you?
Me? I'm a silver bird.
Oh, okay, I'll ask later then.
Don't know what makes you think it'll be any different later, but...
I do enjoy that this game makes really stupid stuff into missions of relatively equal weight to things that are plausibly productive. That, like, tends to lead to, like, interesting stuff. What's your device? It beeps and boops?
This is a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still.
And the wires?
Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone.
What's that?
A contact mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice.
How's that work?
The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The book said it only picks up structure-borne sound, if you like technobabble.
Where'd you get it?
Same place I got the recorder from, the Elysium.
I don't know what that is.
Oh man. You haven't been to the Elysium?
As far as I know.
It's the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole. It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck.
Okay.
Thinking about it really cheers her up. It's a long way from here, though.
Listen, I'm having thoughts about this. It's natural that I would ask about it. It sounds like a place for congregating homosexuals.
Yeah, there might be some. I don't think they look down on the homosexual underground there. The Elysium's not that kind of place. It's cool.
It was definitely 3. I'm thinking about it, so it's natural that I would just abruptly blurt out, "You completely misunderstood me. I might be a homosexual myself."
Oh. Well, good for you.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Who's that Arno guy?
Oh, yeah. I guess even with your modern take on sexuality, you wouldn't be in the Van Eyck demographic.
I get down.
I don't know what that means.
I grind.
Is that some kind of term for the homosexual underground?
Hold on, I was gonna just pick one of these randomly, but this... it means I'm hip beyond my years. I'm not sure, but I have concrete evidence that I rock, in the form of a wrecked tape player in a totally trashed hostel room. Neither do I, actually. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Get down? Grind? Oh, these are all pretty good. I kind of like 3. I feel like it goes with the, like, I'm sort of figuring this out. Like, while I'm in the process of figuring out whether I'm part of the homosexual underground, I'm just having these stray thoughts that might be related. I was trying to figure out if that was like a thing that I might say, but I'm not sure.
She breathes on her fingers. Looks like she doesn't know what to say.
It is possible that time has deserted me.
Sucks, man.
Oh, man.
Was there something else? About the contact mic, perhaps?
I thought that was just like a fun thing to say. That's so rude that I take damage from that. I have other questions. Why are you in the cold?
Recording, I guess.
Recording what?
I think I'm recording cracks in the ice. But there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. Not sure how that will sound.
What happened to your headphones?
My boyfriend sold them.
What for?
I don't know, man. Things. Just stuff you need for life.
Your boyfriend sounds terrible.
Everything checks out, sire.
Oh no. I gotta put on my bow tie or something. What slot does that take up? What are these recordings for?
The musicians in the Palaceum used them for making music. They looped the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain. Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to be, like, a music place anyway.
The girl is cold all of a sudden. Very cold.
Take my hat!
I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer.
She looks at the recording device. The thing she thought would fill her hours with joy and escape. It's turning out to be an empty fantasy. She feels childish. Very useless all of a sudden.
That's really harsh. Will you wear my hat?
The sharp drop in endorphins is almost visible. Like a warm blanket has fallen off her shoulders. The wave of chill. The quivering jaw. Indications of a drug high.
Take this, you're cold.
Lieutenant begins to take off his jacket.
No, man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck.
Me too.
It's okay.
Here, take my hat already.
Thanks.
She puts it on. It's a bit large for her. You said it's supposed to be a music place. Did you mean the one Andre's got planned in the church?
Yeah, the boys think it could be a place, like the Palaceum or something. Stupid. It's really not gonna be a Palaceum, that's for sure.
I agree, Kessler. Finally. That felt anticlimactic. I don't know why, something about the framing of her portrait made me think that this specific character was designed in such a way that if you give her a hat, it will be rendered in her image. And I'm, like, a little disappointed that's not true. I shouldn't care, but, like, I kind of wish that was true. It's not gonna be a Palaceum, that's for sure. The boys?
Andre and the guys, inside the tent.
I had other questions.
Go ahead.
Tell me more about the church place so I can find the crab man or whatever.
It's supposed to become, like, a club for anodic dance music, like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the Palaceum. Except that, yeah.
She looks at the old wooden church up on the poles as a mean wind comes bellowing in. 6-story structure lets out a doleful shriek.
The floorboards are twisting, and the shooting beams are slowly cracking, like bones. Far east of the Golden Delta, beyond the industrial port, there is a black patch of unlit coast with the smallest creatures on the ice.
I have no idea what that's referring to. Thank you, Shivers.
There will never be a club for anodic music here.
Oh, that's probably good to know. Thank you, Shivers.
Not in a million years.
What? Hey, what is that? What? Describe it to me. Describe with your mouth the concept of this music.
You know, anodic, cathodic, music that's made with electronic instruments.
I can't believe I got 10 experience for that. It was apparently a secret task to figure out what that genre of music is. Like dubs and wubs and stuff?
Synthesizers and tape consoles. Microcomputers too. Anything that uses electricity, but isn't guitars. Also found sounds, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's sort of my stuff.
You see clear, beautiful, violent flashes of light. Light cutting through a smoke-filled darkness. That is what the future will look like, if it ever comes.
Enough about the church. There's maybe more dialogue options.
Go ahead.
You seem comfortable with being questioned. Why is that?
Well, it's just questioning, right? You're just questioning me. It's what cops do.
Have you been questioned before?
Once or twice, yeah. I'm sorry I haven't had the Revershaw experience they get east of the river.
What's the trouble you've gotten into with the police?
The usual. I had a shitty run as a teenager.
What's the usual?
You know, drinking, getting into fights. The ugly stuff that happens when you move out your parents' place at 13. In Forburg.
Why did that happen?
My dad was a drunk. Plus, I guess I just wanted to drink too, you know. Get my party on.
I don't think I can in good conscience choose either of these options. Well, can I? I don't know. I feel like as the superstar cop, I'm not like a rock star. I'm not about like partying. I'm about just like I feel like my vision of the superstar cop is more like Andy Samberg in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, where it just has the vision of just being like, you know, John McClane from Die Hard all the time, just being like the coolest imagined version of like a fictional cop. So I don't think that's necessarily like Rockstar, which is sort of synonymous with like partying or whatever. But like I definitely can't say that disco music is bad for you, cause nah, I'm in that lifestyle, I think. I'm thinking about it. So I guess I'll just move on.
Go ahead.
I think I want to... Oh, hang on. I get a +1 because I have the red die? That's weird. I think I have clothes that can make this check better. I can maybe make this, like, almost unlosable.
Okay. Bye.
That's not the right button. God, it's taking forever to level up. What's... Oh, wait. I can replace the necktie with the drama bow tie, right? That's just, like, clearly a strict upgrade. I sure wish I had thought of that sooner. So what do we got going on? Plus perception from hat. Plus suggestion from coat. I'll put my Hemdall man shirt back on. That's one. Wait, these pants give plus electrochemistry? I have to have something better than that. No, I have something, like, equally annoying. And then I have +1 to Kingdom of Conscience? Which, like, I don't know what that is. But it's different from the modes of taxation. You know what? Let's put on these pants. Cool. Alright, new outfit acquired. Let's do a quick... No, wait, hold on. I didn't do the task that I was trying to do at all. Oh, hang on. I'm having a thought. What's the thought?
These are some wonderfully regular pants. Not too tight, not too loose, moderate in every sense. You'll blend right in at some pleasant dinner party.
Oh, interesting. I feel like I probably can't say that I like normal things, huh? Because, like, I identify as the men from Hemdall and a superstar cop. I feel like I need to be flashier than that, right? So I should, like, probably hate these pants. Does that seem correct? I mean, like, I could just say that I like normal things and get the presumed thought from this, maybe, but, like, I feel like it does clash with Superstar Cop. That feels like it's... I feel like there's a conflict of interest there. Man, I got, like, almost $20 whole to my name, and I don't have to, like, pay for a room tonight? Do you want to be a normal cop? Oh my god, is that what the question is? That definitely, clearly conflicts with being a superstar cop. I mean, it's kind of a shame, I guess, to lose the pants, but I also don't think clothes have financial value to me once I possess them, which is like a weird state of affairs. But, okay, buy pants.
Let's hope no one saw you wearing those outrageously regular, almost moralist pants.
Ugh, that's really annoying. So now I'm not wearing pants, right? I'm just not wearing pants at this precise moment. That's cool. I really gotta get some better pants. These pants are all bad pants. Like prisons they are. That definitely sounds like dialogue from this game. Cool. Now let me actually do that task I was supposed to do before. Do I have more empathy in the form of clothes? No, I think the thing I had, I think that hat gave me like minus empathy is the thing I used to
The
have.
shaggy-haired girl kneels.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us? With the church, I mean.
Yes.
Great. Let us know if there's any progress, will ya?
Okay, great.
We've been waiting for weeks here.
Let me... the tape recorder lies on the ice like a discarded toy. Pick it up.
The device is cold to the touch. An angular Omicron logo adorns the yellow plastic cover. Underneath, you see a reel of tape rolling. You put the device back on the ice.
Probability means nothing to me. I hope that all of this recorded footage helps you to understand what it's like to be me every day. Because this is what it is like to be me every day. And it is exhausting. It's a real bummer pretty much all the time, except the weird instances where, like, the polarity reverse is extremely hard and something breaks insanely in my direction. I guess it's a white check. Never play XCOM. I've played XCOM before. I had to restart XCOM a lot of times. I guess we'll just come back to this later. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. Make sure that I haven't left anything behind. Why is this shortcut necessary? It saves me almost nothing. Whatever, it's fine. I'm gonna try talking to Egg again. Her? Oh, hang on. Thought? Smells like sweat and
The
laundry.
young
Great.
man with the tape recorder acknowledges your return. When he looks at you, he squints as though you were the setting sun.
This is hardcore.
Is it?
It's hardcore!
I don't know what to say to that.
Skibber-dee, skibber-danger. I am the rearranger. Back to the heavyweight jam.
Okay.
Hardcore!
Say nothing.
Hardcore!
Say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega.
All right.
Here comes the night.
Nope.
We're close.
Oh, that's weird. We're close.
True, hard, full car.
Say nothing.
Hardcore!
Say nothing again.
Hardcore to the mega.
Say nothing again?
Internally coherent.
Still say nothing.
All car, all right, yeah.
Say nothing.
He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime invisible movement of the music in the very real air of the stuffy tent.
Well, at least we've ruled that out.
Hardcore!
Oh. So hardcore!
Is it though?
You know, I was just thinking that a moment ago.
One mind, one spirit. There's no other world. There's no other life.
Well, that apparently wasn't it either.
True, hard, full car.
Say nothing.
Hardcore!
But is it? I mean, really?
Yeah!
This young man adds a capital G before the H in his yegs and args. This produces a guttural, Gutwaldian accent and makes him sound more animal, more in it.
Yeah!
The Y to the E to the A 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 to the G to the H to the exclamation mark. Yeah!
He missed one A.
I mean, these are both very good answers. What do I think he'll respond to? I feel like I'm really close here. I feel like one is more in line with me being the law, is me being strict about this, and I feel like he would appreciate being held accountable to that, because this is important to him.
I'm the hard rhymer, the track attacker, the mic enforcer, the sixth checker. I am the law.
He said the thing! Because I said a thing that was like being the law! That somehow wasn't it.
True, hard, full, car.
So wait, okay, hold on. Say nothing. Is it really?
This young man at...
Yeah.
He missed one A.
I'm a lenient cop.
It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. We're close. True, hard, full, car.
I'm not smart enough for this, am I? Say nothing. I think I've exhausted all the dialogue options there, right? Say nothing? Say nothing?
Coherent.
Still say nothing.
All car, all right, yeah.
Say nothing again?
He furrows his brow.
Hardcore! Ah!
This could go either way. Seriously, I'm worried it isn't. It might not be.
The question is, what is the question?
That would have been good if I had asked you a question, but I didn't. Now it's just idiotic. Or just answer the question. It feels wrong to tell him to just answer the question. Even though I don't think I like option 2, it feels somehow more appropriate.
But there was a question?
Ah, curses.
We're close. True, hard, full, car.
Say nothing.
Car.
Say
hard
nothing.
Car to the mega.
Say
Entirely
nothing.
Coherent.
Say nothing.
All right.
Say nothing again. Continue. I'm worried it's not. Answer the question.
There was no question. We're close.
Never escape this
True,
maze.
hard, full, car.
Say nothing. Say nothing. Say nothing.
Coherent.
Say nothing.
All right.
Say nothing.
Hardcore! Ah!
So hardcore. It is.
What is it? I mean, really.
The question is... What is the question?
No, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't.
The skin on your back is crawling. For a second, you can't even hear the music anymore. There is a hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, right next to the canal. Don't be alarmed. Everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore. What he probably means is, it could be even more so.
That might be the first electrochemistry input that I truly value. It honestly sounds a little more like empathy or something. What do you think is wrong with the music?
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hardcore. Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in its infancy, you know? For example, take this Arno van Eyck jam I've been pumping for the last month, and will continue pumping for the rest of 51.
Just wait until Eric Prydz comes out with Call on Me, and then the whole game will change. I promise. I can see the future. It's like 2008.
Isn't something holding it back from being hyper?
Thinks for a moment, then his expression clears.
It's like it's only ultra.
Or are we using, like, Digimon scaling?
I think it's super hardcore, but you're right. It's not hyper hardcore.
I don't think it's hyper hardcore. I think Egg's instinct is right. I think it's only ultra hardcore.
It is, isn't it? I knew it. But how could it become harder core?
Oh, that's a good question.
I know the answer in my heart, but cannot think it in my head. If this is not hyper, how could anything be?
What type of music was I into in my younger days? Did I not make that clear with my precise musical reference? I mean, like, growing up, I was, like, big into, like, house and some residual disco from my mom's influence, which I still value and appreciate, which sort of transitions seamlessly into, like, the Eurodance electronica of the early 2000s, which transitions into, like, I don't know, kind of a lot of trance stuff. I haven't found a lot of new music I'm extremely in love with recently, outside of, there's this Australian band called Confidence Man, that I think I mentioned before, that I think is just great. I really like Confidence Man. They are currently making music that sounds like 90s house music, with this just absolutely unhinged energy. Like, I would love to see one of their shows live, but they seem to perform almost exclusively in the UK, occasionally in Australia, but I think they're actually moving to the UK. Demolition says mine is either country or Rush. Nothing else for your parents. That's an interesting Venn diagram for sure. 2 feels like it should be an invisible skill check to see if one of my skills can figure out what would make it harder core. What is option 3? Wait, I just remembered. I'm the police. Yeah, Janet Planet, Sugar Bones. Did you just look them up? The other 2 are generally referred to as, I think, just the Vale Boys. They're apparently some sort of supergroup from Australia, but of course I recognize none of them individually. Look up Holiday is probably their most famous song. It's unbelievably rad. But I like lots of their stuff. I'm a big fan of, is it just called Loving You, or Loving You Is Easy? It's really good. That song is, like, so incredibly house. It's great. I don't know if I get to ask more than one of these. I feel like I'm contractually obligated to state that I am the law, even if only in a roundabout fashion. I'm the police!
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure if being the police will help you.
Oh.
Can I think of something to make it harder core?
What? Guys, there's something happening in his head.
That is true. That is unequivocally, that's very true.
As your mind works, the beat recedes from your ears. You hear your own blood pulsing through your head, nourishing your thoughts with oxygen. The rhythm is familiar.
Feel the movement of the blood through your head.
The abstract shapes swelling in the foreground have done so in vain. This is a core matter. The answer in the double kick that moves the milliliters through your mind. The dark thud is the source of all rhythm, the inspiration behind mathematics. The hardcore.
Think even harder.
Oh yeah! He's doing it!
Can I try the other option under this? Feel the movement of the blood?
The abstract shapes swell. The hardcore.
Nah, I've failed.
I know! So does mine!
But there's something else that hasn't failed you.
Hmm. There's something else that hasn't failed. One wasn't an option before, right? Or was it? It sounds suspiciously like a question. I thought the question was, what is the question?
No! This is the answer!
I need something extra.
Yeah!
Oh, God. What is this check? What is this check? Oh my God, my physical instrument score is unreasonable. I have made what most people would probably consider some sort of error in achieving this moment in history. Maybe your body can tell you what Arno van Ick's jam is missing to make it harder core. I became an expert on hypnotic music. No whammies.
You know it in your lungs where the pressure should vibrate, in your heart that's alone, and in your solar plexus where the hits should land. So does every chordate animal.
Absolutely true. It definitely needs more bass.
What?
Young man makes a sudden move like he's about to turn the volume down, but that would be ridiculous. And a melody. A good melody is what makes the song really stick so that you can get it. This actually sounds completely correct. As little as I know about music, hypnotic music or hypnotic music sounds pretty much like what I listen to, and this is kind of how I would describe what makes any particular electronic song good. It's like this combination of things. And then, yeah, you don't want it to get out of your head.
Wow, okay. We should start with the melody. But where would we get that stuff from?
Maybe a radio job can help here. Absolutely not. I don't think that my company provides any products for music that resemble anything I would listen to. But we got, like, country and adult contemporary, maybe. But we got, like, a lot of country stuff. Nowhere. I'm not gonna become some sort of a noted cop too. I've got enough capo types already. That's not fair. I would love to be that cop. Both kinds of music, country and western. I'm like really upset that 2 isn't the opposite of 2. I would love for 2 to just be like, I've decided that I'm a noted cop and that I will absolutely answer this question for you somehow. But I guess I need to say 1, because I definitely don't want to say 2. I hate that answer.
I'm sorry. I don't know anything about hypnotic music. I'm just the party boy. I get the people going and say it's hardcore.
He feels ashamed he can't be of more service to the future of dance music.
Ah, here we go. Now I can be a noted cop. That's great. I'll look into it in an official capacity. It's up to the police to make the beats go hard or take the task.
The young man falls silent with appreciation. He even tries to contain his smile, as if it could hinder your investigation.
I'm really glad that we did that, because that was great.
Basically, what you need to find here is a tape with some banging music on it, so that Egghead could use it to remix Van Eyck's jam.
Yeah, maybe that street hawker across the pawn shop has got some tapes to sell. That's just an idea.
There is a hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine,
Dang it, Shivers.
right next to the canal. A reel of magnetic tape is caught in its branches, like bronze ribbons blowing
Wait, what?
in the wind.
Do I know where Rue de Saint-Ghislaine is? Is this... I can never tell with Shivers, because I've never gotten to the point where I can confirm one of these things. The name sounds familiar. I think I've been there?
Oh, I know! I know this! I can tell you where it is!
St. G is the boulevard before the canal bridge. The one that takes you to the whirling in rags and the industrial harbour. It's got the lanterns and the...
It's where the bookstore is? Oh, it's the main street.
I knew that! I could have said that!
and the mosaic sidewalk.
But it's all blocked with that stupid traffic jam right now.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Feels cold.
Does it?
Shake it off, I guess.
Anyway, that's all yours to figure out, Copman.
Copman!
Alright, Egghead and I are friends now. We have formed an alliance. Oh my god, I'm not giving him the tape I have now that I suspect is a sad tape that I haven't had a chance to check. Alright, I'm gonna go now.
Alright! Here comes the night!
Alright, now we're gonna try and leave the tent quickly. Listen, does it make any sense for me to make all these save files? No. Does that change anything? No. What are your favorite / least favorite characters in the game? Obviously that changes a lot over time. I like Sealang. I like Egghead is very good. Kim is obviously great. I think for me, he's sort of positioned in sort of an unfortunate way where he sometimes, like, creates a friction with me that makes me enjoy him less than I would in a vacuum if he was just, like, a character on, like, a TV show or something. I don't know. It's really kind of hard to say. Yeah, Kuno's obviously at the extreme bad end along with Measurehead. But, like, most of the characters near where you start are terrible. Okay. I took the long way even though I made that dumb bridge. I've wasted precious seconds of my own life. So I think it's time to go back to town. And I don't know if I remember the best way to do that. Is it here? Is it back this way? That seems correct. Okay. Is it here? Yeah, this is the stairs. And then get around. Oh, hang on. Go back. Thought. Creaking ahead. Broken axle grinding. Oh no, we blew the train's axle. We're just grinding metal. Is this the crossing or is it the other thing? Yeah, this is the crossing. What's this little staircase? Oh no, I went up this way. Never mind. Now I know this game has fast travel, because for some reason it said that to me in a non-instructive capacity. I assume I need the map to get there. Okay, hang on. So, like, a tree by the mosaics? To be honest, like, this makes me think that we're near where I want to be. I guess the mosaics continue this way? How have I not checked this orb? What is this orb? I've definitely read that before, but I probably saved scum or something. Save scummed, past tense. While we're here, I should probably drop off my recycling.
The tear machine stands in the corner.
Insert.
Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the
I
money
kind of thought I was going to
appears
get more
with
than
a
$2. I thought I had, like,
jingle. You're a richer man now.
bunch of bottles. Whatever, I got money. Money can be used in exchange for goods and services. How's that thought process going? Like, not at all close? 5 hours? I'm really impatient. I have all these, like, interesting things to think about that I didn't previously have. It's been a really eventful last 2 streams in terms of thoughts. Okay, something I forgot to do last time. I want to talk to this guy?
So, how'd you like our harbor?
I like the harbor. Nice enough.
It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains. Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk.
Hey, you're the man in boots at the gates. Kuno said you might know more about the armor.
The little boy had the good on his promise.
His promise?
To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me, pardon the choice of words. Not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, the cops in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes.
Did you learn anything about the armor?
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk Union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part.
What sort of technical stuff?
I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia.
Hold up. 4 pieces? Helmet, cuirass, gauntlets, boots. What about the leggings? Gas?
Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
That's weird. I'm ambitious. I'm gonna find all of them and become king of the armor.
All of it? There are junior officers out there, eager to prove themselves. I would leave some for them, but okay. Let's find all of it.
A Mesqui's epic then, all across Martinez. I hope it will be a real bonanza for you.
I hope it will be a real bonanza for you. What a charmingly dismissive thing to say. Someone should ask, Doritos or Cheetos? Easily Doritos. Not much of a cheese curl fan. I find the texture too similar to popcorn, which I do not like. I'm the one guy. I would like to give this man an opportunity to say disparaging things about Kuno, although I'm not sure that's what will happen when I say this.
It's a minor nuisance. It's all good.
He thinks, not yet. Better to get this business out of the way. Sweeter
That's fine. Thank you for your cooperation.
No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
He is sincerely grateful he is not tracking down pieces of armor right now.
Any idea who killed the hanged
The
man?
mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
The harbor is a prime area of suspicion. In your opinion, are the dock workers involved in the killing?
What a thought. Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course.
Pushed, you said?
Your dead guy was an enemy combatant.
Explain.
He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts.
The only thing I can do is ask if you killed him.
I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men, with all sorts of skills.
Like having a measurehead.
He's not lying about not doing it himself.
Ooh, drama can do that? Yeah, this bow tie is a huge upgrade. Man, I'm so bummed I'm stupid. I wish I put on the bow tie right away.
Understood. This has been of limited use. Still, thank you.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Sure, I'm glad it's not my search.
I'll leave the key for now, because I'm not super interested in doing that, although I should get the gun back at some point. Alright, that wasn't, like, extremely helpful. Wait, what did the update on the armor thing? You might want all the armor pieces. Deck yourself out in full metal battle-hardened glory. Yes, I would like to do that. No, this might take a while. Like a long while. Have any of these stats changed in an interesting way? We've definitely done more Superstar Cop stuff. Just enough to get that achievement. Still have 0 honor. Alright, back to looking for that tape, I guess. Although I'm still not entirely sure if that was a metaphor. I gotta look for trees. This is a waste of my time, I just know it. I just immediately sense it and will not change my behavior in any meaningful way. Hold on a second. Just out of morbid curiosity. Let me just... I know it's the slow way to quick save, it just makes my computer less angry.
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island.
Somehow I still haven't unlocked this after having multiple conversations about the specific person this monument is about. I'm just gonna say for the record, I hate this statue, it sucks, and it is my enemy. Is there still something to do with this?
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito and bullet holes in the front.
I guess I could kick it. I don't think I want to do that, but I could. Learn to love it. I'm skeptical of your claim. Definitely actively wasting my time. Don't mind that. That's not the tree, is it? I wonder if there's anything new to say to that suspicious woman who, like, killed her entire family. Spirited chirps and clicks of swallows fill the air. That's disappointing. I briefly thought when that appeared as I approached the trees that I would find the cassette tape in the tree, as prophesied by the shivers. Oh, hang on. No, nothing new.
The woman before you.
Nothing new. How do I... It takes willpower to even read the author's name. Jan Kaus from Igaunia. Anti-object task force. Did you miss me getting that? I was given the ability to have that thought after I tried to punch my way through a metal door. It increases the physical ability skill caps by 1 and gives me a permanent +1 to pain threshold. It also just sounds kind of cool, to be honest with you.
The display rack is brimming with... This is entirely, completely you. You have found the right books.
See, I was completely objectively correct in aligning myself with physical instrument. It understands that I am the man from Heimdall. I'm in the bookstore. I'm going to buy this book because I don't have to spend $20 to exist anymore. Hopefully.
Oh yes, certainly. Another good sale.
I kind of thought... What was... Someone mentioned a book that I thought she was going to be able to tell me about. Alright. Time to interact with book. Classic. On the frontispiece, an anatomically unrealistic muscleman is reaching into a mountain stream, yearning to touch his glimmering mirror image, his eyes full of childlike wonder. On the blood-soaked snow right next to him lie 2 giant Zweihanders. Interact.
The cover of this tattered paperback features the man from Heimdall, standing atop a pile of bloody corpses. His 2 Zweihanders are crossed over his massive chest in a dramatic X, their blades dripping with gore.
Oh yeah.
Behind him rise the harsh, snow-capped peaks of his native Northlands. In bold red letters, the title, Heimdaller Man, the man from Heimdall, unfurls like a banner. In the foreground, a nearly nude woman lies spread in supplication, her privates strategically covered by her flowing black hair.
That seems pretty reasonable, all things considered. Look at the back cover.
The back blurb reads, his latest adventure serves as the perfect introduction to the savage Heimdall saga. Meet man from Heimdall, his faithful blood brother, Tyribald,
Oh,
the
Tyribald.
noble Lord Hrothgar, and some of their most fearsome foes yet, for the Northlands, for Heimdall.
I love that the blurb frames this as Meet Man from Heimdall. Like, it's not a title, it's literally his name, he doesn't have a name. It's very good.
Below, in smaller font, you see the parenthetical, adapted from Man from Heimdall and the Necromancer's Treasure. Man from Heimdall, Lord of Hrothgar, and Man from Heimdall, the Curse of Nacht-Hera.
Why would a book in the series be adapted from 3 other books in the series? How deep does the rabbit hole go? Read the first couple of pages.
The story opens in media res. The man from Heimdall and his band of northern reavers are in the bowels of an ancient temple, surrounded by an army of gibbering wights, led by the deathless necromancer. One by one, the brave Northmen fall to the relentless crush of undead, only to join their number as reanimated corpses.
That is the problem with fighting a necromancer.
By nightfall, only the man from Heimdall and his blood brother, noble Tyribald, are left standing against the dead horde. It is an honor to die by your side, brother, Tyribald cries, as his battle axe beheads one of their reanimated comrades.
I do appreciate these choices. That there's always one that's like extremely cynical and not into it, and the other one's like really invested. Ooh, they're in trouble now.
9, Tyribald. The man from Heimdall bellows over the army of flesh and bone. Have courage for the Northlands. For Heimdall. He leaps to the mezzanine to face the black-eyed figure, and like a mad ice bear, whirling twin Zweihanders,
Sturm and Drang
and Drang.
That's
he blasts
great.
through the ranks of the deathless, surrounding the necromancer. And with deadly finesse, his twin blades scissor the necromancer's head from its body. The undead legions collapse like ragdolls as the dark magic leaves them, and the 2 Northmen stand alone in their cursed temple, where the bodies of their lost brothers litter the floors.
Skip ahead.
A few chapters later, the man from Heimdall and Tyribald are in a completely different setting, high above an arid desert, riding a pair of griffins that always seem to appear at narratively convenient moments.
Those are good plot griffins.
The Northmen find themselves in the court of a powerful southern king, Lord Hrothgar. The old king beseeches the man from Heimdall to rid his kingdom of the Nacht-Hera, a subterranean clan of blind wizards who traded their souls for demonic powers.
Yeah, griffins, I mean. Yeah, I feel like that's a very particular reference.
The man from Heimdall extracts a high price from the desperate king. He asks land for the homeless desert pygmies living exiled in the kingdom's borderlands.
Oh, okay.
Hrothgar offers the hand of his eldest daughter instead, but the son
of Winter
does not budge.
Oh man, what a great... I love the man from Heimdall. Unironically, I think this is great. This is unexpected. I will only ask this hypothetical question of why is the man from Heimdall doing any of this, to see if it sparks some sort of thought where I can become the man from Heimdall.
What do you mean?
Why is he doing it?
Because the flame of justice burns bright within his chest. Because, above all, he's driven to bring honor to the name of his beloved Heimdall. Because his noble Cutland blood lusts for glory and conquest. It cannot be denied.
I feel like going any further is cynical, and I don't want that. That's fair enough. Let's get back in
You
there.
skip past a section detailing an elaborate banquet with many toasts, as well as the long and perilous journey from Hrothgar's keep to the ancient forest of Yesdar, where our heroes infiltrate the Nacht-Hera's dire hall. In the center of the great hall stands a blood altar, on which a pair of Nacht-Hera are disemboweling a shrieking peasant, an unholy rite that empowers the Nacht-Hera forbidden magic.
I do enjoy the fact that, again, I think it's really important to occasionally remind ourselves that Kim is virtually omnipresent during the day. And so I'm now standing in this bookstore, quietly reading essentially the entirety of this incredibly pulpy action novel. while holding a crowbar and a plastic bag that I've only just emptied of bottles I've been carrying around for like a whole day. And he's just quietly there while I'm reading this book, covered in garbage.
As the vile ceremony ends, the sound of steel unsheathing draws the Nectare's attention to a pair of cloaked figures standing in the doorway. Swiftly, the visitors toss off their cloaks and unsheathe glimmering northern steel. It's the man from Heimdall and his valiant blood brother, Tiribald.
Whoa! No way!
In an instant, the Nectare summon a horde of gibbering orcanoids who rush our heroes. The hall fills with the clang of blades and the screams of the dying as the floor goes slick with steaming orcanoid viscera.
Gross.
When the din of battle settles, only the man from Heimdall and Tiribald remain standing. Exhausted and dripping with the entrails of their foes, the two Northmen confront the foul Nectare. The man from Heimdall's soda-like blue eyes fill with indescribable fury. For the Northlands, he cries, rushing headlong into a desperate melee.
Heck yeah, cut him up, Kim Dollar Man.
He probably is, but you can't be sure, cause this one ends in a cliffhanger and a footnote saying, to be continued in Heimdall Man at the Gates of Tomorrow. Coming soon to your local bookstore. The man from Heimdall stares at you on the cover, his face fixed in grim resolve.
Put the book away. Alright, now this is really important. What happens if I check this now?
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Heimdall somewhere. This is entirely, completely you. You have found the right books.
So she does not have the sequel? I was really hoping that she would. What does that mean for me? Look through the display again?
Rows and rows of Heimdall men blur your vision. You make out maybe 100. Not even close. Man from Heimdall in hell. Man.
Tell me about the books, lady.
Man from Heimdall. A very popular series of adventure novels. They're awfully immoral and violent books.
Why are they so popular?
Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things. What does it matter? They're all. If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Heimdall Man. The man from Heimdall.
Does that mean I can't get any more books? But I need
a
them.
Small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games
there were board games
for all ages.
Here. It really is just Barnes & Noble up in here, huh? But how do I get more Man from Heimdall books? How do I do it? We can leave this place. I will solemnly reflect on this and see if there's some way for me to continue my quest. So hang on a second. Is there any way for me to, like, check the water around here? Isn't it kind of implied this is where the helmet ended up? Why am I having such trouble conjugating words in the only language I actually speak? I wonder if you have to, like, use the binoculars to spot something to be able to catch it. Something along those lines. I'm not gonna find the tree further up this way, am I? But there is still, like, mosaic stuff. That was, like, part of the description given. Is this again? I don't recall.
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head. The royal lion, Guillaume's kitten. This knocker will last a lifetime and then some.
That's probably the door Evrat mentioned. We still need to get the key from this manana first, though.
Oh, so that's the door. What a weird, unexpected place for that. What's that connected to? Again, I don't think that's like immediately on my to-do list. I'm really emotionally reeling from the lack of immediate ability to buy more Man from Heimdall books. I really just was not prepared for that to be a oh, you know what I could do? I could give Gart. I could give Gart that stuffed bird that I took explicitly for the purpose of giving it to him. And maybe opening up like a dialogue option.
Can I help you?
Actually, wait a minute. Quick save.
Can I
Just
help
in case. Hey, I found a new bird. Give him bird.
What is this thing?
No, Biggie, I just thought it would look nice on the wall. I'm that kind of cop.
What, the interior decorating kind? You know, I'm sorry. This is actually a nice bird. A competent piece of taxidermy. I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess? So, I don't know. Thank you. I'm gonna go with thank you.
People just don't know how to accept gifts, especially taxidermy.
Good thing to say.
He likes the bird. It solves his broken bird problem.
Thank you, Empathy. I appreciate your insight. People don't know how to accept gifts, especially taxidermy. I think that's just a true statement, top to bottom, to be honest with you.
This was mostly about the fucking cardio. Massive cardio here. You'll live till 90, or you get a heart attack from running.
Probably that one.
I feel good about our work here today. It's all about the little things, like bringing people random stuffed animals.
Okay, goodbye. Have I ever showed Kim my room? I don't know that I was a... Wait. I think I have? This would be the day to do it, because I don't think I can access it ever again. I mean, he's been in here with me. Is that all you mean by that? Or do I have to do something specific?
Yes?
I think that's all. This always gets me. There's nothing to do with this, is there?
Broken in its frame. Cold, the morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings.
It's the morning late. It's like 1:30 in the afternoon.
The morning light hurts your eyes.
I think I actually passed the visual calculus check. I just don't know why it keeps showing up orange. That feels weird to me. I don't think I want to talk to the zoologist lady without Neko here. I think it'll make her sad. What's my stat array? I'm covering the top one, but it's 1 intellect, 5 psyche, 4 physique, 2 motorics. I put too many points in composure. I do mostly feel good about the things I put points in. And by mostly, I mean entirely. These are all things I want to put points in. I don't remember why I did pain threshold. Was that just to get the body investigated? I'm not sure where I would immediately want to put one, in theory. I have a lot of thoughts to do. It might not be immediately relevant. Still don't think I can do anything with the mystery door that I'm curious about.
You see a heavy steel...
Doing 5511? That should be interesting.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod.
Nothing really to do there. So I guess we can try checking the tape we have at the pawn shop. I think I can do that. Really want that mystical cassette tape, though.
The
does seem to
boomboxes
be...
wait on the shelves, and your boombox, that gold and amber Harmon Waushi, stares at you longingly with its tape reel eyes.
So I would need to buy it, huh? You sure it's in working order? Could I maybe play a tape from my pocket?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though I don't really like music.
I don't think I want to commit all of my remaining money to Boombox yet. What else is there to do?
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Sure, let me have a look.
Oh, I can sell clothes, so I really did just miss out on those pants, huh?
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
This guy, the one additional postcard I have acquired. On it.
Another time, perhaps.
Run out of stuff and things to talk about. Can I do this check again? I can't,
You see
right?
rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinket.
Why do I have a, what changed in my thoughts? Why was there an update on thoughts? It was weird, right? I don't feel like that should have had the little orange dot, because it doesn't... Nothing changed. I'm close to a level up, which I will probably just immediately use to unlock a thought slot, because I have many... I didn't actually read this, did I? I think I've read all the other ones I have. Oh no. Temporary research bonus, minus 1 suggestion. Why is it that all the thoughts are like minus stats I want? Research time 42 minutes. That is pretty short compared to some of these. It's Wednesday evening and something heinously exciting is underway. People have gathered beneath the billowing roof of an oddly shaped trophy building, sipping wine and exchanging opinions. 29-year-old Wonder Twins Guy and Keith Just are the stars of the show, with their bomber jackets and white sneakers, head curators of this art exhibition. It's the Wompty-Dompty-Domiest event of the year, and all the cool kids have RSVP'd. Where are you, if not there? That somehow tells me even less about what I would possibly expect to happen. We're also only like halfway through the homosexual underground. I don't want that quest at all. This is such a weird quest, just like without context, of get Excel to talk about her associates. And in order to do this, you have to help them open the nightclub, at which point I should hope that I know enough about them that I don't need her to tell me. Like, there's just something weird about that cause and effect. Wait a minute, is this the tree?
The hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine. Bronze-colored ribbons of magnetic tape are caught in its branches, fluttering in the breeze. Just like promised, you've stood here for what seems like eons, guzzling the sickly fumes of lorries and carriages.
I mean, good tree.
Patting the tree reveals a small sticker which has almost been worn to oblivion. It reads, RCM Emergencies Desk, number 8102, underneath a slogan, Mankind, be vigilant. You tree-hugging pansy.
I just want it to cooperate, physical instrument. you had asked me if I would make 2 Mighty Boosh references in one stream today, I would say, obviously not. And yet, here we are.
The gnarled hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
These are not
breeze
good
blows
odds.
by, making the magnetic tape flutter.
I think this is as good as my interfacing gets, is just wearing these rubber gloves, right?
The gnarled
I mean, it's a
hawthorn
white
tree
check,
on
right?
Rue de Saint-Ghislaine. A wintry breeze blows by, make like an immaculate labyrinth. The magnetic tape twists and turns around the branches.
Listen, I was not likely to pass that check. But do I always have to roll like a 3? Why do I always roll like 4 or less on 2d6? Just like literally only like 3 permutations that fit that.
You just can't get it loose. All you've done is make your fingers bleed from the thorns.
Wow, that's brutal. That's really brutal. To take 1 of each kind of damage from trying to get that out of the tree. I really want this. I don't think I know anything else I could do to change this. I guess I could go check Sealing's wares or something. But I don't imagine he has anything for this. I don't even know what I can still check.
Shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
Electric chemistry and logic? Nah.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those
Composure.
clothes. Keep saving that economy.
God, those anti-composure pants are horrific.
The speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers triumph over them. They're the star of the show here.
These sneakers make you forget facts. This sounds like something from the Lost Room. Tree! I don't think I could... I think this just has to be a later thing. I really want to do this, but like just adding 1 skill point without like other clothes or anything is not gonna make it a lot more likely. And it's like horrible to fail that check. That's a really bad check. I don't know what to do now though. Just keep exploring. I don't even know if there's much left to explore over there. I guess I could go back to the church and look for the crab man. As God is my witness, I am highly unlikely to find my badge ever under any circumstance. If I manage to get that other tape at some point, and I still have the money to do it, I feel like I will probably buy the boombox then. As much as I want to continue the horrible song karaoke, I'm not sure that alone makes me want to spend $12 when there's some unknown to me chance that I might find another way to buy a Man from Hemdall book. I didn't look at whatever this is. A banged up fuel canister. Don't know what I expect to do with that.
A banged-up motor carriage lies half-submerged in the icy water, slowly sinking into the Insulindian Ocean. Only the cabin top, rear wheels, and the engine remain visible.
Is this my car? Dude, where's my motor carriage? Where's my motor carriage, dude?
It must be cold and lonely down there, in the icy water.
This is where the tracks on the plaza were leading to.
It appears to be so.
He has a peculiar look in his eyes as he inspects the wreckage. Let's investigate.
I agree. We should definitely investigate.
His eyes never leave the sunken vehicle.
Sudden, sinking feeling. Stomach acid comes up as you look at the motor carriage in the deep, dark, cold water.
What's the make of this motor carriage? Can I see a logo?
The logo is too deep in the murky water. You can't make it out, but you do see a monkfish float by.
Run your hand over the cold metal.
The motor carriage is properly stuck in the ice. Getting it out would require a team of specialists.
How long has it been here?
The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet. My guess is it's been here since last Saturday or Sunday.
That does sound kind of right, huh? Well, maybe not. Was that when the murder happened? We would have had to get here after that. Looks like Jacob How would you even pronounce IRW? Jacob Ur's journey came to an abrupt end here.
Your mocking tone finds no response, but the motion of the waves.
I don't think I understand what's happening. You say something, Lieutenant?
I did not. But I'd say it has been here since last Saturday or Sunday.
What should we do?
Let's wait for the low tide and see what's inside.
When is that?
I don't know. An hour or two, tops?
Sit on the swing and wait for the tide to recede. What
As
time
you
is
sit
it?
down in the old, rusty playground, the world around you becomes very silent.
Seems like 20 minutes passed or something? I wasn't paying enough attention. I'm too stupid.
The hinges creak under your weight, dangerously so. Nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky, echoing like distant laughter. Ice cracks around the blue motor carriage in the sea.
This is why you wear the bow tie, so that when you're sitting on the swings with Kim Kisturagi, you can whistle a little tune.
Spit flies
God?
from your mouth to your mustache, your chest, the ground before you. No sound though.
I just need you all to understand that this is what my life is like. It's just like this all the time. You see this happen and you're like, no. Vasco couldn't possibly roll double ones after rolling 1 and a 2 on these checks. There's no way. You think to yourself, Vasco had a 72% chance of succeeding at that roll. He is certainly much more likely than not to pass that roll. And yet, here we are.
The lieutenant must think it's rather funny. He smiles and quickly turns away.
Keep blowing.
That's right. Just keep at it. It will come to you.
He's gloating at you. Oh, it's so easy for Mr. Teacher. With his lips puckered, the lieutenant lets out a beautiful melodic trill that puts even the insulindic thrush to shame. You hear the sound echo on the large body of water. Clouds race across the spring sky, and suddenly you just feel better about everything. The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. 30 minutes have passed.
Oh my god. Would you rather sit on an anthill for an hour or stand in a river of leeches?
Well, historically, leeches have been used to prevent and even cure many ailments.
Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass.
Oh no, these are some options. Think I'll ever find my gun? If you have to choose a side with either the strikers or the shipping company, who would you choose? I kind of want to know the answer to one, but I don't think that he will answer, to be honest. But I think if I ask him two, he'll also be pretty upset about it.
Luckily, I am already a member of an independent organization, and therefore do not have to choose between a rock and a hard place.
Guess that's your way of saying you'd side with the company.
Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass.
Is that a number on the side?
Yes, 41. What do you think it stands for?
Oh no. Why would he not just say this before? Like, it seemed clear like that's what was going on, given his reaction. But, like, why would he not just say? Why would he have us sit here and wait for hours? Why do that? 41 is his rank in the underground street racing hierarchy. Like the TV show Drive. Rip Drive. 41, huh? Street Racer's quite the ladies' man. This must be Tommy 41, host of FM 41. Looks like the factory made a mistake and accidentally called this one Capri 41. Stupid factory. I hate guessing. A district? District something? A precinct? Something municipal? Getting a horrible headache. Those are all pretty good. I feel like I don't expect this to influence all that much. So I think I like saying 41. This street racer is quite the ladies' man.
Or 41 is the number of a police precinct. Your precinct.
A massive pit opens up in your stomach, and the most terrible feeling comes over you. No. Just nope. Say no to this, Harry.
No. No. No.
Yes, your car is in the sea. Face it, so we can start dealing with this.
Surely it must be a coincidence. There's just no way.
The lieutenant just shakes his head.
Oh god, it's mine! I drove my car into the sea!
I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you drove your police motor carriage into the sea after you jumped across the canal.
I can still fix it.
That is very unlikely. All the electrics are toast. That goes for the electromagnetic steering and brake systems as well. You'd be lucky to find one undamaged component in there. In a few months, there will be nothing but rust left of this vehicle. It'll be cheaper to buy a new one. Well, not cheaper. This motor carriage costs 40,000 real. But in the long run, it still makes more sense to buy a new machine than try to refurbish this.
People are gonna be pretty mad at me, huh?
Let's face it, this is a substantial loss to your district's budget. I mean, my station only has 4 other vehicles in addition to my kinema.
That sounds pretty bad. Maybe I was in pursuit of someone.
Of whom? I don't think so. If anything, you were probably drunk.
Now listen, that's not, strictly speaking, mutually exclusive with the notion that I was chasing someone.
Probably. Try definitely.
The badge, the gun, and now this?
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and doesn't say anything. There is also a 4th thing you've lost.
A 4th thing?
More precious than the gun, the badge, and the motor carriage combined. Lost forever into the deepest of seas.
You're not gonna take me back after this, huh?
People are more valuable than machines. Training a police officer is even more costly.
How do we get it out?
Detective, we don't. A rescue operation really isn't viable at this point.
So it's just gonna be there like that?
I'm afraid it will have to be there like that for many years. Look at it. Parts of it might be salvageable, but overall, this machine is a write-off.
Well, I guess we could see what's in there.
Yes. Let's go take a look.
I like that I found the traffic hooligan. What an extremely stupid and pointless quest. Now part of me wants to spend that skill point on interfacing, which is definitely not the right thing to do. What changed in here? Don't know. Check the car. It's my badge! I literally just said I'd never find it, and it's right here! Also, a jacket that gives me visual calculus. So that gave me skill point, probably, yeah? Wait, is that not my badge? How did that not update my badge? Do I have to... Oh, I see. I do have to interact with it. Big blue piece of acrylic covering a thin leaf of paper with the officer's name and rank on it. Next to the writing, you see a man stare back at you. A younger version of you, already disintegrating inside, but still presentable on the outside. Before I look at that, which will probably give me another existential crisis. Orb? Oh god, a bottle drained of all its booze, frozen to the ice. Oh, sweet, some change! And another gathering of change. Dropped like 70 cents here, like some sort of boss. The ice just off the coast crackles, shifting. I imagine by that comment, Demolition, that if you don't look at yourself in the mirror beforehand, that when you find your badge, you get to look at your younger self instead of your current self for the rest of time?
A police badge on which you see the photo of a man. You. Some seaweed is stuck to the back.
I found my badge!
At least something good came out of all this.
Study the badge.
Encased between two durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with lines of information and a watermark in the shape of the street grid of Revachol West. You see a photo, a name, a rank, a document number, the date of issue, and, in the lower right corner, your precinct.
Feels like this will be the rest of the stream. Look at the photo.
The man keeps winking at you with his green-grey eyes. The photo is old, no doubt about that. Good choice. A newer photo would look different.
How old?
8, maybe 10 years. The guy in the picture is rather good-looking. He's got a nice haircut and is distinctly lacking in massive sideburns.
I don't see that as an inherent positive. Why is he winking?
What do you think? His face is already contorted by the expression, although it looks less grotesque on him than it does on you now. It looks better on him because he isn't in as much pain while producing it as you are now. Although there's already a hint of that pain, certainly. Don't be fooled. The bad times have already begun.
For 10 years?
The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
You're saying that Harry is short for Harrier? Or presumably Harrier Dubois?
Harrier? That's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Evrard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't.
Oh, weird. Strange, it doesn't say Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau.
Not strange at all. Your name is Harry Dubois, like it says on your police badge.
I've apparently lost the option to reject that name. What kind of name is Harriet?
It's a wartime name. Revolutionary. The kind mothers give their sons during troubled times, like Undying or Boxer or Ironhide.
What kind of names are those? Those are way weirder names. Oh no. I don't know what to do. this seems important and yet not important, and thus quintessentially an immutable choice set in stone in the game Disco Elysium. What would the character do? I feel like he would need a cooler name, right? I feel like, I don't know if it will forever be Raphael, but like, the only reason I would want to accept the name is if I believed that there is some way that I could undo the damage that led to the breakup that inevitably caused the events of this game. What would Brian Boitano do? I know the reference, but I can't remember what the actual implied response was. I feel like it just has to be no. I mean, it'll definitely upset Kim, but like I just don't think that's right. I just don't think that's right. Yeah, it's like a musical number from Family Guy, isn't it? I think, or part of one. I remember just enough to know that that's a reference. I don't want to be Harry Dubois.
Why? It's a cool name. I like it. Besides, you're Harry anyway. No one's ever called Harrier.
He's not going to call you Harrier. He'll keep calling you Officer when he's angry with you, and Detective when he's not.
Oh, that's fun.
The badge in your hands shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information.
My rank appears to be Lieutenant 2 Jafar from Aladdin.
Lieutenant W. Freighter.
W. Freighter?
The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I am a lieutenant.
And W. Freighter?
The title of Freighter is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain. You have declined twice, thus you're W. Freighter.
Interesting. Decline.
There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's decomptage might be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors out of respect. And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank, in your case, lieutenant.
Heavy-duty case-solving machine.
What's a decomptage?
Decomptage is the hierarchical system employed by the Revachol Citizens Militia. It means counting down to twos. The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are the patrol officers, then sergeants, lieutenants, and then a captain. That's basically it, except for a few kinks.
What kinks?
Kinks like satellite officers and the additional freighter rank I already explained.
The long and short of it is, you're his superior.
Satellite officers?
You are given the title of satellite officer if your partner is quickly promoted through the ranks and you rise with him. You don't seem to be a satellite.
I feel like Superstar Cop would definitely make mention of the fact that he understands now that he's technically a superior. I hope he's not too big of a jerk about it, though.
No, I've been putting up with you because despite an unconventional approach, you are doing good police work.
Drama, quick, detect the lie.
It matters more than driving your motor carriage into the sea. And now we've even found your badge.
He trusts you, for now. Try not to spoil it.
I didn't want to say I thought my rank was drug. Turn back to the document.
Such a small yet precious thing. Expensive paper caught between thick plastic, like a fly in amber. It reads...
Serial REV 12-62-05-JM41.
That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some numbers thrown in there for good measure.
Yeah, that seems about right. Date of issue, the 7th of November in XDXD 15?
4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were promoted to the rank of Lieutenant W. Freighter. A new badge usually comes with a new rank. You seem to have been Doing well, then.
The case created a lot of edge you have to take off. The death march really gets us going. A lot can happen in 4 months, especially in winter. The winters are never easy on you. Of that you are sure.
There's some Christmas-related backstory mishap, like a non-zero percentage of Hallmark movies. Precinct 41.
Yes, it's the designation of your precinct. 41. Like mine says 57. The 57th is mostly industrial harbor. A lot of asphalt. The 41st is...
What?
It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts, but money is what it is.
It's no wonder you are like you are, he thinks. But then again, it's a legendary district, and a hell of a station too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price, McCoy, Berdiaeva. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
I expected to get more out of that. I don't know if it's just because I rejected the name. Oh, right, I do have a new jacket. I briefly was confused. Why is this new? More Shivers, huh? Why is Shivers seemingly so closely affiliated with Spirit Decor? I really need some new pants.
Yes?
I guess back onward to the church. Because it's getting a little bit later. Probably not unreasonable for me to hang out around here. Where my house is. Wait a minute, did I talk to Juliet after talking to her kids? I think that was her name, right? Pirate lady?
Hi, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
It's my motor carriage in the sea, by the way.
Oh. That's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea?
An official investigation has been launched by me to determine just that, ma'am.
That's great. Until then, you should maybe start thinking about the funeral.
Sire, she doth not believe it wasn't you.
You're suggesting we honor the carcass of my former motor carriage.
Aye. Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all.
I can't say I hate death. I told her that I laugh at death. Maybe I should have a funeral for my car.
Why odd? Our things are a part of our life world. They're made with our human sweat and they share human history. We should care about them as we care about humans. To some extent, at least.
Alright, but doesn't taking a funeral require a lot of time and effort?
Oh, yeah. You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. And where are you going to bury it? Who to invite? What music to play at the wake? Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals. It's easiest to just leave them there and let nature take care of it.
I feel like you brought it up and now I'm not entirely sure if it's weirder, but it's definitely weird.
That's all we have time for right now anyway. Come back here in June and see how you feel about it then. It's not like it's going anywhere.
It's a pity we don't get to do more frivolous side activities, like rejuvenate the doomed commercial area, or...
Yes, that is a pity. But for now, let's focus on the things we do get to do. Like the murder investigation, for example.
You like the Capri funeral idea?
Asking her on a date is still comically bad. Whee! I simultaneously feel like I've searched most of this peninsula area. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't one of those guys hanging out with Don't Call Abigail? Black swallow circles above you. It's chirrups. Didn't one of those guys say that I should come back and talk to him after I found my car? I thought it was around here. Is it up past them? Yes. You.
Tequila Sunset.
I think this is fine. I think it was just supposed to find the wreck. Did I need to learn something about it first? I'll do the slow quick save, my favorite, my signature move. I am the law.
Tequila. Mm-hmm. Let me take a sip to moisten up my cords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday. And by Tequila Sunset, I mean you. The man, the myth.
Did we meet on Friday?
Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting. You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get pissed drunk.
That sounds internally consistent.
Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer. And that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head.
No,
right
not the
in front
gun
of them.
thing.
That's pretty high concept, if you ask me.
Authority, you were already trying to get me to do the gun thing? And then you tried to get me to do it again? Authority, what's wrong with you?
Does that sound like something you'd do? Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. We've proven this would happen.
The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
Nah, that's me. What's the next thing?
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling. One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs.
Do you remember the sound of wood cracking? The billboard?
I'm not sure. The fact that you asked me has me unsure as to whether I remember that. It seems like you do.
Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in.
Natural.
Anyway, there was a brief silence. A gasp of silence, if you will. Followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs. The time hath come!
I am the law.
So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. To which you replied, the time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things.
I don't think it's one. I mean, saying nothing because it's dignified may sound too subtle, but like I do feel like there's something like, of course, that is just normally what I would do. I obviously have nothing to say about that. You're like shouting that every word I said is true. Tequila Sunset will break the looms of reality. Tequila Sunset could be my name. I just know it's not Harrier.
Yeah, looms. Why not? Then you jammed the pedal and plowed right off the jetty and through the ice.
Right.
Your hands cramp on the steering levers.
We ran towards the ice whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit. Like some kind of sea monster.
Tequila, quote, Harrier Sunset. Hey now, let's not besmirch my good name.
When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to.
What else was there to do? Thank you, brothers, for your helping hand.
We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now, and insisted that we all call you that from then on.
Why are these decisions so difficult? I don't hate Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau, but it's a lot... It doesn't roll off the tongue like Tequila Sunset does. I think I can ask one without committing to an answer. I kind of just want to hear his... whatever his response to that will be. Is Tequila Sunset an event or a name?
I'm not sure. I think you were the event. Tequila Sunset. You know, as opposed to a tequila sunrise, which is long gone.
Sure. I think I'm gonna go for it. I don't know if there's like another thing that we'll encounter. This game is literally just one continuous existential crisis. But like, I think I could go for being called Tequila Sunset. That's like a pretty good name.
Yeah, I agree.
How long did we party for?
Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women.
I do not have a good feeling about the turn the story is currently taking.
How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything.
That time it didn't even, like, I obviously understand the implied cause for that morale damage, but, normally the game will at least make some cursory mention of why that happened. Here it just happened. I don't know how you play this game without, like, a billion volition. I just don't understand. Wouldn't you just be constantly dead? Your life is just an unending source of shame. Every time you learn a fact about yourself, it damages your morale. I actually can't say that's an unfamiliar experience.
Wow, that's quite a story.
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work with him.
If you only knew.
Oh, Lord. If I get an answer to one, I imagine I'll take even more damage. Did I tell you anything about this person in question?
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard, and that we've all been fucked too.
Please, don't open that door.
Cool, I took physical damage instead. Is that better?
No one's fucked me. I do the fucking around here.
Abigail.
Abigail, of course, Abigail.
It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit.
No, that's obviously ridiculous. Did I mention losing anything else?
Beside your gun and your badge? You said something about your hope or heart or something.
That tracks.
To be honest, the details are a little hazy. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too?
That's
a big one.
That, when you put it that way, that is also true, yeah. Much better, right? It's an improvement of sorts. I mean, I have fewer physical health, and I genuinely don't think I understand why that would do physical damage and not more morale damage. But yeah, I mean, like, why not? Did I say anything about my colleagues who I'm definitely on good terms with?
You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style.
That appears to be corroborated by something that my partner said earlier when I spoke to him.
It's more like you were cramping theirs.
No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show.
I say anything about the case?
Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
Are those ranks like Satellite and whatever the other one was? I will ascend to the rank of Hermit Cop? I mean, I guess I'm already Hobo Cop.
It's not meant as a joke. He's sorry for the Hermit Cop.
Did we, talk about politics? I don't really know. I expect him to either say no or draw directly from the answers I've given, because the game cares a lot more about them than I do.
Yeah, you kept talking about how the coal mine owners were fucking us all over, just like that woman fucked you. I didn't agree with you, by the way. The spectral hand of the market makes sure everyone gets exactly what they deserve.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true. Hey, did you get a read on what kind of cop I was?
You kept calling yourself a goddamn superstar who'd cleared 501 cases.
As you've already determined, the actual number is just over 200.
Thanks, Rhetoric.
But what's a little embellishment between friends?
Thank you.
No thanks to the squares at the precinct, as you put it.
I guess I'm done with this part of the conversation.
It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs.
You seem like you're characterized by your storytelling ability. Do you want to tell me another one sometime?
Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. Right. Why not? Better than a beach bum.
Want to tell me how you became the idiot Doom Spiral?
It depends, really. Are you willing to help me out?
How can I answer that question without knowing what that means?
The gleam in his eyes and the slouch in his posture is so incredibly familiar.
Oh, I see.
You might get scammed here.
These are all basically the same answer. I feel like this is gonna cost a lot.
No, the reality of the situation requires a rather modest contribution. A little motivational package.
Booze?
I don't want it, man. I need it. Can't tell stories without it. Dry stories are boring, you see? So, have you got anything for good old idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me.
Well, I don't have any.
Then I will see you again once you've procured some. Par exemple, my good friend Rosemary here sells all kinds
Oh yeah,
of
doesn't he sell stuff that is less expensive than that $300 bottle? For some reason I was thinking that was the only thing he was trying to pawn.
All kinds, sir. Beer.
Alright, we're done here. Guess I'll do a quick little jaunt around to see if I can see anything new. Here that I don't think I know how to get to. That might be something worth investigating in the future. Oh, hang on. There's a box that contains... Oh, perfect! It's some medicine to counteract the damage I took by having a conversation, as usual. Oh, now I'm below them. Cool. Oh, hang on, another box. 45 cents, all to myself. Orb? No boat in the boathouse. I got a Hypnogamma, which is like some sort of super medicine? I also got oversized superstar sunglasses, huh? Huh. Oh, it really just counts as 3 individual medicines, huh? Man, I really wish that I could process more than one thought at a time. So my current glasses give more empathy, which is pretty good, but these are superstar sunglasses, and thus I do think they are technically an insta-equipped Chronos. I think I'm inclined to agree. Who cares about visual calculus? Shouldn't visual calculus be negative? Isn't that how it's supposed to work? Can we go tell that girl there's a law saying she must wear sunglasses? Maybe in the summer. I don't know if I can do that when it's still snowing outside. I really want new pants. I don't know why I'm, like, mad about this now. That was a good find, though. Now I got superstar sunglasses. Who could argue with that? No one. Shoddily constructed. A strong breeze might blow it over. And yet it hides $1.15. Hey, Ivysaur EG, welcome to the stream. Wrapping up soon, but doing a little exploring before we do. Hope you're doing alright. It's my first playthrough of this game, if you're familiar with it already. We just found our badge. That's exciting for me. I conceptualize this wall? Where am I? Oh wait, is this where the pleasure wheel was? Entree interdite. Good find. Good job finding your badge and circumnavigating Africa. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm incapable of saying words good. The ticket taker booth not in operation. Having a thought? People paid money to park here? No, they wouldn't park here now that you couldn't put a car here. It would collapse the world. Oh, this stuff. Oh, hang on. What's the red thought? Give me that. Words creak dangerously as you run. Oh, can that actually break? He says, running immediately over it. Aw, sweet. Some recycling. But see, I'm concerned because I appear to have bought all the Man from Heimdall books that the game will let me buy. And yet I know there are, like, presumably hundreds of them. The door is not only barred shut, it is inaccessible. Oh, I didn't realize we were in Silent Hill. The lock is broken or whatever. The found Peepo. +2 logic, -1 perception. That's like anti-me. A lot of cool stuff out here, though. What's happening here?
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
There's no way. I mean, literally my visual calculus is 0. Give me a second. What's the most visual calculus I could get with my clothes? Is like 1? I can put on this jacket and take off my sunglasses. So I guess that would be like 2. Yeah, I could get a +2. Even less than 0. Probably true. What type of check was this? Was this a white check?
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across...
I mean, I guess I might as well check. I have like 1 billion medicine to counteract the inevitable moral damage that I will take from that. So, like... guess my biker cop sunglasses? The visual of your character slowly taking off sunglasses and just counting like a madman. Yes!
Scattering of bullet
I don't know
holes
what's
is
going
spread
on.
across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Electrochemistry, medium success. Smoke cigarettes to boost your visual calculus. I don't actually know if that's true. I've been avoiding most electrochemistry checks, but someone did mention that, like, doing things for electrochemistry does give, like, temporary stat boosts. I like how you had, like, a formatted response as though you were, like, in the game, Ivysaur. I'm gonna do this check and then be mad when I take damage.
A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall.
What?
There are many of them. A dozen at least. Their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound. No movement.
Oh, that's not great, huh?
10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. Automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side.
Check something. I rolled double six. I rolled double six. I was gonna say, like, how is it that I can pass this check and I can't pass my, like, 72% chance to whistle good? It might be the first double six I've rolled in the game. Probably not a great use of it, but that's not really how that goes.
The sun blazes high up in the sky, baking the planks, the sand, your skin. The order was carried out in the afternoon. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
What is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Look at the people against the
A
wall.
host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them.
Just ordinary men, just innocent men. Who were they?
Comrades, the forsaken, the wretched, who tried to rise against the horrors of the world.
Look at the soldiers.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one?
Look at the person on the side.
The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Kim, who was in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces.
What if it was the Feld personnel and their assets were being seized by the revolutionaries?
Another likely scenario.
Or maybe...
What about people from the coalition, the so-called moralists?
Yeah. It's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the orders.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
What just happened? What just happened? What updated? Oh. Wait. I don't think I've rolled a 12 before. Did the game tell me something to the effect that if I, like, roll a 12 on a check, it unlocks other checks of the same kind? Or, like, why are these visual calculus checks all reset? I don't remember exactly what the Joyce check was. But I remember failing it even though I had a pretty good shot at it and was annoyed about it. I guess I could do that at some point. I mean, honestly, probably change my outfit back before I forget to do so. I want my maximum suggestion bonus since it's my key skill. Whatever that's called. And we'll put our superstar sunglasses back on. And then we'll save this as... Roll 12. No, we'll just call it Boxcars. Exclamation mark. Second exclamation mark. And then that'll probably do it. It's me. It's Big Vasco. Hello. Go ahead and close the game out. How's everyone doing on this? I mean, it's pretty solidly Saturday night here, but I don't know where everyone else is at. Confirm close. Oh, thank you, Castlearg. Much appreciated. Yet again, I feel like I would have to describe the game as, or this installment rather, as a lot happened and nothing happened. And I'm concerned because it looks like the stream desynced again, which is, I don't know when or why or how that would have happened. Sunday morning. I suppose it would be. Have you been awake the whole time, Sarah? Did you see all the nonsense? There was a lot of nonsense. I tried really hard to get that tape out of the tree, and it hurt really bad. It's an angry tree. That's like a kite-eating tree is what that is. Man, there's so much to do in this game. It's pretty good and bad. Yeah, that's true. In this moment, I'm a little frustrated at how long it takes to rummage through my impression of the homosexual underground. Simply because I've accumulated so many thoughts that I want to, like, explore now. How many total slots do you get for that? I know it's not infinite, but it's like a lot. And now I sort of understand why it's so many. I did not think there'd be so many of those when that mechanic got introduced. No. The game definitely continues to be a mixed bag in some ways, but I do think that the more I play it, the more I enjoy it. And I really do think that some amount of that is that the more I play it, the more my expectations are set to a reasonable level. And so, like, some of the variance is less annoying. I feel like we've got a pretty reasonable character built. So, like, feel good about that and the points we've spent. I do hope that we can get some more experience points soon. We spent so much on, was it composure? Last time? Now I just feel like behind. It feels hard for me to imagine spending more points on skills when there's so many thoughts to be had. Life's tough out there for a superstar cop. But at least we have the glasses to fit our lifestyle now. I think that's pretty important. Yeah, I think that's enough nonsensical musing on the game. Hope you're all enjoying it. But of course, before we can finish the stream, which is imminent, we will end the stream soon. But before we're able to do that, I'm going to need your help to find the secret Squirtle. Because somewhere on the couch behind me, I have hidden a Squirtle. If you can see it like this guy, that guy's not a secret. But other than that, you know, place your guesses where you think the Squirtle is. Because if you're able to locate that Squirtle, it will be an omen of good luck for you in the days to come. Flirting with that man was important. He is a charming and mysterious and fascinating character. I'm not going to argue any of that for sure. At the same time, chat was extremely insistent that I spend as many skill points as possible, which may or may not have been reasonable, but we did it, and we've committed to it, and that's fine. I'm more concerned about the other time that chat bullied me, which was when I, like, had dedicated myself to talking to one of the militia guys and to tell him basically I know what his deal is to his face as a joke to see how bad that would be. I like saved beforehand and was like, haha, this will be a funny joke. And then it was like very concerning and ominous, and chat was like, now you have to do it. I'm like, I literally said I wasn't going to. And yet, you know, that ship sailed many hours ago. But hey, on the positive, I still haven't seen any more ants since yesterday when I saw 2 ants crawling on my microphone, which was a weird and unhappy experience. Got a couple guesses. Get them in if you have any guesses about where the Squirtle is. So behind our sea monster, perhaps? Or inside our angry octopus fella? You mean this guy? You also have a squid. I think usually people guess about the mysteries contained within our reversible octopus, as he does house multitudes. Find Carlos, always a good guess. Carlos is Colossum, after all. Well, let's see what we can find, shall we? My joints. I am 1,000,000 years old. Next to Toby. This guy's actually been around a while. Let's start there. I got a couple guesses. Here's our angry octopus. Do let it be known, as I've established, that he can also be a hat, which is why sometimes he will be referred to as Octo Hat, because he can be a hat if he wants to. Today he conceals our donut cat. The donut's hanging out with Pikachu, but normally they're friends. But just in case you haven't seen him before, not only can he be a hat, he can also be angrier. Just like me. I can always be angrier. But, like, he can still be a hat. So, you know, I feel like these are all important things to keep in mind. Just behind our sea monster friend. Hiding back there is our little water-type Eevee friend. It's Vaporeon. This big old tag. And there was, yes, behind Carlos. This time, Carlos was getting a little help from the Octopat to hide our Pushin Narwhal. Unfortunately, not a Squirtle. The angry octopus is kind of cute. It is. It's a great addition. Arcadia sent that one to me. So you may be asking, where is the Squirtle hiding? Well, I'll tell you that this is a particularly tricksy Squirtle, because he is in fact hiding behind Squidbeard. Normally, Squidbeard doesn't do much in the way of hiding Squirtles, but I'd been hiding something under him for a while and no one guessed it, so I snuck him out for a Squirtle and no one was any the wiser. Looks like I got you all this time. But, yeah, of course, next weekend we'll have more opportunities to find the secret Squirtle and to enjoy some nonsensical narrative games, which is typically what we're doing here on Friday and Saturday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific. We will be continuing Murder by Numbers next Friday. Kind of hoping that we can finish the game by the end of June, but I don't think that's actually very reasonable. And we will continue Disco Elysium next Saturday at the same time, starting at 6 p.m. Pacific, which we will never complete. This game, I think, is like 10,000 years long, but I'm here for it. There's many side quests. Most of them have been pretty enjoyable. We got a lot of musical problems to solve. Maybe it'll just become a musical at some point. Honestly, that seems like something this game would do, but we'll find out together. In the meantime, thanks for being here, thanks for being you, and I hope to see you again soon. Whether that's next weekend or sometime in the future. Be sure to take care of yourselves in the meantime, and remember that you are colossal.